Alrighty, not too much. Welcome to the Cactus Kraken stream. I'm Kraken and he's Cactus. Yep. All right. It's just like pure inspiration. I always love the water. It's just like I'm also into mythical beasts, and I was crazy about this game, Sea of Thieves. I remember telling you about it. I got you super hyped about it. It was so good, right? Yeah. How about you? Where'd you get the name Cactus from?
I got the name Cactus from this man, and he was kind of a prickly little asshole. And I told him that, you're a cactus. And,
Damn. And you just decided
and I was like,
to adopt
what?
the name yourself.
That's who I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be a prickly asshole.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Name stuck. All right, we're just kidding. I'm Kraken, Brandon, and this is Cactus Jordy. And
Damn, I was gonna go with it for the entire episode.
And this is our first podcast, so bear with us on everything, because we're scrubs, we're noobs.
Yeah, we got technical issues, we got acting issues, and we have grammar issues.
I probably won't have acting issues. I did do theater.
Yeah, you won't, but I will.
Yeah, but
yeah. How about grammar? How's your grammar?
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, ain't that the orange the isms? Am I right?
You got that right there. Alrighty, so Jordy, you had a story you wanted to tell me.
I did.
About a couple days ago, something like that.
Yeah, just need to get in the mindset. Okay, so this happened yesterday, right after work, at about 6 o'clock. I was getting off work, and I was feeling kind of hungry, so I thought, I want to head over to AMW. So, I like that place. I like AMW because they got some pretty good breakfast. You ever had breakfast at AMW, Brandon?
No, I actually haven't.
Yeah, they got some good things. They got eggs, hash browns, sliced tomato. It's all good. So I don't usually get anything else besides breakfast, though.
Yeah, makes sense.
I walked in there and I thought, what, this time we'll get something different. So I step inside and there's no one really at the counter. Like there's two people working the counter, but there's no lineup or anything.
Okay.
And there's two people there, two staff members, and it seems to be taking like a really long time. Like I walk up to it and they just aren't paying attention to me at all. They're just working on the drive-through. And it seems like, that place takes preference of the drive-through. It's like 24 hours open with the drive-through only.
That's a pretty sucky ass drive-through.
Oh yeah. So it took a little while, but that's all right. No worries. Staff's busy. Gotcha. I look up on the menu and I see a bunch of things, and I see this thing that says burger lettuce wrap. I'm like, huh, that sounds pretty good. So there was a picture of it. It showed like a burger inside like a tortilla wrap with a bunch of lettuce.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's interesting, and I'm like, okay, I'll do that. So when the lady comes over, I'm like, hey, can I get the burger lettuce wrap? And she says, which one? I'm like, well, I didn't see flavors of it. She's like, no. No, you can get any burger that we have in a wrap. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll get the teen burger in that case. And like, she's like, okay. And I also ordered a hash brown and some water. And then I sat down, and it took quite a while, a little longer than I thought. It's fast food for a reason, But I figure, hey, they got the drive-through to deal with, so might as well cut them some slack.
Oh yeah.
The guy walks over, gives me my tray. I'm pretty hungry, so I pull it towards myself, unwrap the burger, and guess what happened?
It wasn't what you ordered.
Close. So I unwrapped it, and there's no. It's a burger, and it's got like the pickles on it, got the sauce, and it's got the lettuce. I'll have you know, there's no tortilla on it. I'm like, what the fuck? No tortilla.
That sucks.
So I'm thinking like, okay, they made a mistake. So I pick up my tray, walk over to the like desk there. I say like, hey, I think you messed something up. You know, there's no tortilla on it. And he says, oh no, that's how it's supposed to be. And like, I'm thinking, oh, did I order the wrong thing? I'm like, well, what's that up there in the picture? And he's like, oh yeah, that's it. And I'm like, wait a second, where's the tortilla? And he says it doesn't have one. So it's just so what it is it's just a burger with 2 pieces of lettuce for buns. And I'm thinking like, wait, why does it show up in the picture that it has a tortilla? And he's like, no, it's just like a burger with lettuce for buns. I'm like, well, then why does it say wrap? And this little weaselly-ass motherfucker, 40 years old, balding with like a ring around him, really skinny and lanky, you know, he hunches over, goes to the drive-thru and just ignores me. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
That's awful.
So, I didn't say that, but I'm just thinking it. And yeah, so I go back to sit down, eat my shitty burger, and it's like a taco, but just a burger. You know, it's like it breaks apart as you eat it. You know, like a bun's good because it's like squishy, you know, and it like holds everything together. This, it crumbles in your hands. You have to like scoop up like with like a spoon. Not great. I go to throw it out. Okay, here's where it gets good. All right, throw it out. You know how like at fast food they have like the garbage can that's like it's like a bumper, you know. You put the tray in and then it bumps out. Yeah, they had like the mark for that. So it was like indented and it just didn't go in. And I'm like, oh, there's no bumper. And they had like a little vent at the top and you're supposed to like stuff the food in the vent, like the garbage. And like the cup doesn't even fit. And I'm thinking, what a shitty solution. You know, it's like, it's like wafting the stench of the garbage into it. And like, that's what the bumper was used to prevent.
Yeah.
So it's just it's fraudulent, you know. And you know, I leave. He's like, "Oh, have a good day." And it's like, yeah, we'll have a fucking good day. You know, this is just absolutely disgusting. I really think so because it's like I get it. McDonald's they spend like 3 to 5 hours working on the perfect pictured Big Mac to like take a picture of it and show everyone, and then you get it and it looks like shit. All right, but at least at McDonald's, you know, you order a Big Mac. You get 3 buns on it. You know, it's like you see it up there, you see the label of it, you get what you're ordered. With this shit, it says lettuce burger wrap, and it shows a wrap around a burger, and it gives you burger with fucking fast food restaurant in it. It's the shittiest fucking thing ever. It pissed me off. I'm still angry about it now. It's like, and it costs extra too. It costs extra to get the shitty lettuce on your burger.
Oh.
It's just like if I had more money and more time, I would sue for false advertisement. It's just disgusting.
False advertisement, yeah.
Oh yeah. You looking it up right now? Let me just find a picture of this fucking travesty. One sec. Let's just go to Google Images here. Burger lettuce speech doesn't want to work. Okay, that's fine.
Oh, Jordy, it is. There is no tortilla on it. Jordy? Did Jordy just die? Oh god. Jordy's dead. Alrighty. Of course he fucking freezes up like this. Alrighty, well, we will be right back.
now? That was weird. I could hear you, but that's good. Is the stream still going? Okay, good. Yeah. All right. So yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I gathered that. It's fucking, but the picture shows, and it's called a rap. This fucking pisses. Okay, yes, I'll grant you that it could be that it's like, oh, it's wrapped in lettuce. But then why does the picture show a tortilla clearly around it? It's a bag? That can't be. No. You gotta. No, this can't be because I asked. Here's the thing. I asked the guy, it's like, why isn't there a wrap around it? And he says it's not a wrap. So it's okay, but I mean, it's like it's not a wrap though. It's just two lettuce buns. I want to see. It might not even be the picture I saw. Hang on, let me see this shit on the stream right now. I don't have it open. I had to close it. Give me one quick second. That's not it. That's not the picture I saw. Maybe it is. Yeah. Dude, that looks so much like a burger, like a wrap, that it's like if okay, yeah. I mean, it's like you admit though, like it looks like a wrap from far away. You can see how this is somewhat shitty of them to do though, right? I mean, there's no, you don't think so? It said burger lettuce wrap, and I'd assume if it's a wrap, then it would. If it's a wrap, then it would have a tortilla around it, you know? Because other fast food restaurants have wraps. Are you just gonna make me look like a dumbass on stream here, Brandon? Okay, okay. Well, fuck me. It's. Well, this is the best place to start. All right, Brandon, how about sports? This is a good time for a topic change. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. The who's and what's it's. Yeah. 7-0. Damn. That wait 7-0. Yeah. You know what they should do? They should do what they do in the junior league, or not even the junior league. Like they should do what they do in like the kids league, where it's like if the team is winning by 5, it doesn't even show how high the score goes, just to make the other team feel better. Oh yeah, they can handle being absolutely destroyed. Damn, son, that is crazy. Wait, all in the same game or? Damn. Yeah, that's crazy. What happens if you get 4? What is that called? A double hat trick? A trick. A hat trick and 1/3. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Yep. You didn't really care. You didn't really give a shit, did you? You gave in half the effort. It's like if you had a friend who was really into it, it's like, yeah, I'm totally a big fan. But then you have someone who's just like, I hate them. It's like, yeah, they fucking suck, right? Mm-hmm. You're not a committer, man. Hmm. Is it going on right now? Damn, son. We should, yeah, check on that at the end of the stream. See if the Penguins are still lead. The Flyers, my mistake. Sorry. Mm-mm. Sounds good. Yeah, tell me the news about the cup stacking league. The pro cup stacking league. I'm sure you're big on that, right? Yeah. Okay. So give me some information. As a layman, I wouldn't know anything about it. You being the expert. Yeah, I see the white screen. Yes, national. Damn. Uh huh. Why haven't they had a cup stacking tournament in recent years? No, come on, that can't be it. All right. All my friends are into the cup stacking league. All right. I'm like the one person who doesn't follow it. It's like everyone I know talks about it. Come on, that can't be the case. Must be lack of funding. It's like,
I doubt it. So
hmm.
I was muted the whole time.
You were muted?
Yeah, because of you. Because you died
Are
in the stream.
you are you kidding me, man? It was just me talking for. Were you?
Well, I mean,
How'd you
it's not
find
like
out?
everything was completely lost, but
Yeah.
just to sum up what I did say, Pittsburgh and
Uh,
Philly
Here,
in
I'll
the.
sum it up for you. Sports. There you go.
Oh, right. All right. So, okay. So here, let me. I can ask you this because you know, just because you have good morals. Um,
Oh, do I?
so simple. All right. He's a player on the team Navi for this is CS:GO.
Hmm.
He's considered one of the best players right now. Okay.
Okay.
He his team is currently not in a online competition that basically play a online series like maybe like 30 games
Hmm.
and the top four teams go to the playoffs that are on a LAN. Okay.
Yeah.
His team is not in this series. So he actually went and stood in for a team called Mouse Sports who was playing against
Hmm.
Virtus Pro.
Yeah.
But that's basically kind of like, oh, here's the best player in the
Yeah.
world. His team just doesn't happen to be in this league right now. And he's allowed to just hop in and play, for this team. And they fucking demolished Virtus Pro 16-3
Yeah.
on in Inferno.
So
So,
you want to wrap that paragraph up with a question?
well, I mean, I was just thinking, what are your thoughts on somebody being
Mhm.
able to just kind of hop from a team to another team, even though he's better than that team, and that team benefits
Yeah.
from having him, even though he's not actually a part of that team, and the enemy team playing against him doesn't actually have like the knowledge that he's going to be doing this, so they can't prepare for it properly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That in part changes things. So with the enemy team, they don't know. To be correct, they don't know that the other person's being traded in. How can that be?
He's not even being traded in. He's just standing in for 2 games.
Mm.
They
And you're
know about
wondering,
it, but this is like a day before. Like,
yeah.
not even
And
a day. This is like a couple hours.
and is this guy in the same league as the other players, or is he like above them?
Well, his team just failed to qualify for the tournament, essentially. So his team's not in it. He's considered the best player in the world right now. Like,
Yeah.
he's fucking crazy. He will literally hard carry in a professional Counter-Strike game with like 30 plus kills almost every game. Like, it's fucking insane. He literally he
Yeah.
had a 1v4 clutch against Virtus Pro on train. It was disgusting.
I don't know. I mean, that's a really tough one because it's like it seems wrong. You know, it really does seem kind of shitty
Yeah.
because it's like if I just say I was on the team or someone, whoever, and you know, it's like I'm a decent player, but I get sick. The team's actually better for me sitting out because we can get this amazing master god player to come in and carry us. It's like it's almost as if like they staged it. Not that they did, but it's like
Yeah,
that.
well, and that's the thing. They didn't obviously plan this out. The team that he was playing for is actually a pretty good team right now.
Yeah.
Just one of their players had eye surgery and he wasn't allowed to look at a screen, obviously. So he just stood in for that one day. The only thing that everyone's kind of concerned with is, you know, just allowing people to fill in no matter what. You know, I could just be
Yeah.
like, okay, well, your team's out of the playoffs. Hey, I'm in the grand final. I'm kicking this guy out. Can you play for me for 3 games? Carry my ass, win a trophy. I'll give you a bunch of money, kind of deal. You know, because you can't do that in real sports. You can't just like, oh, hey, play for me, guy. Best player in the world. You know.
Yeah, I thought you were going to go a different angle with this. I thought you were going to say that, you know, like, oh, he's going to throw the match because, you know, he doesn't like the other team. You know, it's not his team, so why would he care? That's what I thought you were going with.
See,
it.
and I mean, there's a potential for that to happen, but when you're acquiring the best player in the world and you're like, okay, hey, you're the best person available, you know, we need your help. You're going to want to do the best possible to just be like, look, I belong. I should have been at this tournament. I should be the one carrying my team, but my team sucks ass. So now I'm here with you. But then again, it wasn't that particular scenario was bad, but the potential future scenarios could be, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it should be done because, I mean, well, who else would they have traded in if it wasn't for him? Like, if he wasn't there, who would they have traded in?
Well, see, and that's the thing. In CS:GO, you only really have 5 people on a roster. So
yeah, they don't have people to like
have actual backups. And that's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, well, you know, maybe everybody should start having a backup player just in case. So
yeah,
it's not
I mean,
like taking another good player and just have, hey, can you play for us for a second? Like, you know.
It definitely seems like this, I don't think, is the problem with the team or the person who's getting eye surgery. This seems to be the problem with the game itself, not having backup players. I think you hit the nail on the head there. I don't know. It seems kind of fishy. It seems like it shouldn't happen.
Yeah, because there's too many.
It seems kind of brutal. It seems kind of brutal to say, oh, well, you have eye surgery. Too bad your team doesn't get to play now. I mean, that seems pretty. Like, maybe if it was like someone who wasn't actually in any of the major leagues and they said, we just got this guy who's still pretty damn good at CSGO, but he's not on an actual team.
An actual professional,
yeah, that would be more reasonable, you know? And it's like, you know, maybe he wouldn't do as well, but you never know. You might get someone good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that would seem more fair. In this case, I wouldn't support it.
Well, and see, the funny, like, because what I was thinking is, you have your 5-man main roster, but in, like, League of Legends, they have backup players for different scenarios, but it's a little bit easier to incorporate that kind of
Yeah.
team aspect in that game. CS:GO is a little more difficult.
Yeah, you have to like you don't really understand like I guess all the teammates would have to go for like strategy talks and they
Yeah.
can't just say, "Oh, I'll join in and just pick
Well,
random
yeah,
players here."
because somebody could be your entry fragger, and your backup
Mhm.
could be a support
That
player.
that is a problem because like if you have someone who one of your backups who's always a lurk and then your entry fragger had to get eye surgery, it's like
Yeah,
I lurk.
your whole
I don't entry frag.
yeah.
It's like you'd have to get the other lurker or the other entry fragger. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be like a system where it's like five people on a team, like five backup players, but that seems too much.
And but see the other thing is Valve's ruling. They don't allow for backup players at majors, so it's kind of a waste of money for a team organizer because they're like, well, why am I going to pay five other people or extra people for when they can't even play at some of these events? But another thing that happens a lot as well, and especially in a lot of recent times, is people's visas are getting denied in
Yeah,
certain
that's bad.
countries, and so that if one person's visa gets denied, that whole team just can't go anymore. Because
I
now they
heard,
don't have a player to fill in. But if they
I
had,
heard they
a
were.
backup player anyway, and his visa was accepted, that team could still fly out.
Mhm.
But
I heard they were going to give the same visas to these pro CS:GO players that they were going to give to like other athletes. Is that still happening, or?
well, actually, yeah. See, the esports players can get the same P1 visa as like Olympic athletes do whenever they come over. You just have to apply for it really early, and it's not the easiest thing in the world to get, but for most people, I mean, the issue usually what happens is they don't request it in time and kind of
Yeah,
messes
that
them
makes
up that way.
sense. I mean, there's always next season. This just shows that it's definitely an evolving sport.
Yeah,
It's not anything like football or baseball where it's like we've been doing this for hundreds of years. We know how it's done. I
exactly.
mean,
It's still
have there been any major changes in baseball in the last decade?
yeah.
I guess there's the designated hitter. Is that?
No, that's been a while. Well, the only
Yeah.
thing in baseball, um, actually, a couple things have actually changed. Oh, thanks to Gianna said
Yeah. Thanks,
she's loving the
Gianna.
stream.
Really appreciate it.
Uh, the only thing with baseball is they've actually changed a couple rules. So what used to happen is
Mhm.
say I'm the guy at first and I'm running towards second, and the third
Yeah.
baseman or the shortstop threw the ball to the second baseman, and that second baseman's gonna go ahead and try
Mhm.
and tag the guy running to second out, and then throw to
Yeah.
first and get the double play. What
I
used to
see.
happen is that runner would slide into the second baseman to try and trip him up. Sometimes they would get hurt. They'd get
Mhm.
scratched up. Something like that would happen, and it was kind of seen as unfair. But the main issue is people were not sliding into the bag; they were sliding into the player instead, and actually
Yeah.
really trying to hurt them, so they couldn't make the play. So they actually made a ruling change that you actually have to slide into the bag. If not, it's a force ruled out, and then you get like fined or something.
Damn,
Um,
son.
they've added like you can argue plays, like you can actually do a booth review. A lot of
Mhm.
sports have added this because sometimes the what happened. What a perfect game is in baseball.
I'm not sure. Remind me.
So a perfect game is when a pitcher gets every single out, has no
Mhm.
errors that whole game. The team has no errors, and he doesn't walk a single person. So no four balls, and you walk. It's literally out after out after out.
That's crazy.
And this one,
How many times has that happened?
I think maybe only 20 something. I think the number is 27. Hold on.
Mhm.
Uh, but what happened is um, yeah, there's only been 20 perfect games. Um, that are actually have been like actually registered earlier. Someone might have, but the game was completely different back then. But yeah, only 20 perfect games have been recorded. But this one player, he was one
That's
out.
actually more than I thought it would be. I guess it's been around a while, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's been around almost, 200 years. They've probably been keeping track of it. Not 200 years. I don't know why the fuck I said 200 years, but
No, I mean,
over 100 years.
Maybe the Native Americans were playing some form of baseball. I know they played some version of like rugby though. That's
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. But
Anyways.
this one pitcher, he was literally 1 out away from getting a perfect game, right? And he the shortstop fielded the ball and threw it to first, and it was like pretty much a clear out, and the umpire ruled him safe, even though like if you looked at the replay, it was like completely obvious that he was out, and the umpire ruled it safe. And fuck that guy, I think eventually killed himself.
Wait, who?
The pitcher.
The umpire?
No, the pitcher.
The pitcher killed himself.
Yeah, like he couldn't. He was so distraught after that. Like he was this close to a perfect game. Like, and it was basically his. He should have had it. He ended up like drinking. He couldn't. Not at first. He tried pitching again, but it just wasn't in him. And he kind of
lost his spirit.
Yeah, he lost his spirit. He didn't want to do it anymore, and eventually he started drinking, and I think he ended up getting divorced, and then I think he ended up killing himself. I think. I could be wrong.
That is just so crazy. Just the idea of like, I came so close, and I was off by just such a small amount. It's just like the injustice of it, and it's like you turn to suicide after that. It's like that is so dramatic and extreme. It's hard to think of.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, it was like, it sucks, but they couldn't like really challenge it because they didn't have that rule back then.
So you're saying that the rules for it is definitely a positive thing, the rule change.
Yeah, I don't think he died. I think he just ended up not playing after that. His life fell apart. Oh yeah. It's like the thing from the movies where he puts in the VCR tape and just watches like on the couch with a beer all the times he like was doing amazing. He's like got like scruff on his face, his wife's left him just sitting there on the dirty fucking couch. Yeah. I mean, pretty much, yeah. That's the thing.
That's pretty sad, man. And what's the name's guy on second? What's the guy's name on second?
I don't know. I think it was Cabrera.
Yeah. And who was on first?
The player?
Oh, okay. And I don't know.
No,
the guy on third.
What do you mean?
So just to get this straight, who's on first, what's on second, and I don't know who's on third.
What do you mean? For what?
Have you ever heard of who's on first? Brandon, you're getting fucking memed on. You've never heard of who's on first? Brandon, ask me who's on first.
Who's on first?
Yes.
What?
All right, now ask me who's on second.
Who's on second?
No, what's on second?
What's on second?
No, yes. Yes. What is on second?
The fuck is this? What are you?
What is on second, Brandon?
What?
Yes.
Third base is I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know who's on third base.
Left field, why? Oh, okay, now I know. Yeah, I remember.
You know? You remember who's on first? Come on, man.
First who? It's who? Who?
Yeah, who's on first? What's on second? I don't know who's on third. This is like a really old comedy bit. It's really good.
Yeah, why left field? Because center field, I think, and then
Yeah. Well, oh no, that's a. It's like I don't. At the very end, he's like, I don't care. It's like who's on first, what's on second. I don't know who's on third, and I don't care. He's like, oh, that's our shortstop. It's like, it's pretty good.
I think I've only really seen it once, but I never.
Damn, you got to get on that. It's like one of the greatest comedy bits in history. All right. Anyways, what's our next topic?
Whatever our main podcast issue is going to be, whatever you want it.
Oh, damn. Whatever I want. Damn, you're putting the pressure on me. Come on, man.
Yeah, I just did my sports stuff segment, so now you can do the first topic of the podcast.
I wasn't prepared. Okay.
You are not prepared.
I guess we'll talk about the whole test we took.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah. We can do that.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, I'll get. Can you send? I think you sent me the link before, right?
Yeah, it's in the Discord. I can pull it up.
Okay. Oh yeah, I found it. I should probably let's check on the stream. Any comments? Oh, it's just from Gianna. Yeah, I see that.
Okay, so do you want to go over the questions?
The questions?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll go over the questions and
then we'll pick what
we picked before. Don't pick anything different, and then we'll talk about our results. Seems like it's going to be pretty good. Yeah, just make sure you pick the same ones you picked before. You want to read them off?
Yeah, I have it up. So, the first question, and this is a quiz to basically figure out what kind of political belief system you have, in a way.
Mm-hmm. It's based on it's like
what you lean towards.
It's like a graph, basically orienting you to like left and right. Left is liberal, right is conservative. Up is libertarian, and down is statist.
Yeah, which is big government, like yeah. So
the things like welfare and whatnot.
Yeah. So the first question is: government should not censor speech, press, media, or internet. Okay,
this one I absolutely agree on.
Yeah, I agreed as well. I mean, there's very few times that maybe they should.
What would you say is the times that should be?
I mean, if it's direct hate speech targeted towards like a group, not just like silly banter or kind of like, oh hey, you're gay, towards a gay person, but if it's like direct threats involving racial slurs or something, that's the time when a government should step in. And not saying like the president should step in, but like the police, that's because they're technically part of the government.
In what form is this? We're talking about like a media, or are we talking about an individual talking?
Speech. I think direct speech. Press, you can kind of get away with pretty much anything. You'll just get backlash from.
That's interesting. So you're saying that when it comes to like some, let's say, white nationalist talking about how their race is superior or something, and they do it in an article, that's okay. But if they're just talking in a bar, that's not okay.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is if it's directly targeted towards that group, is what I said. Like if you and I are just saying, oh yeah, I hate those people and I want to kill them. You know what I mean? It's a little bit different. Yeah. But if I'm actually targeting that group and making threats towards them and actually trying to harm them.
Oh, I see. So you're talking about like something like death threats.
Yeah, like if I'm in the street saying I want to kill people, or I want to kill this certain group, and
yeah, I mean it's definitely different between saying I am going to and they should die. Like there's a difference between those, all right? Because one is admitting intent to murder and the other is just saying your opinion. Yeah. I think I'd agree with that. And then there's other things like there's slander and libel laws, which I mean that's just misrepresenting someone purposely, which I get the purpose of those.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think that's what this question is talking about. So that's interesting. This one, we're in perfect agreement.
Or the internet, I feel like sometimes they should regulate some things. Obviously, they have to regulate the internet itself.
Like, there's differences, like, you know, spam kind of.
Yeah.
It's like that doesn't really count as free speech.
Or like pornographic stuff. You know, you don't want kids seeing that. I guess that's more regulation and not censorship, though. So
yeah, that's like
a little bit different.
That seems different. It's like, should there be anything you say that
on the internet?
It always everything. It always becomes more complex when you bring up the think of the children argument, which is
yeah,
which I kind of like about this test is it always, well, for the most part, talks about, like, you know, two adults. You know, it always says like adults instead of, you know, adding that extra element into the scenario.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So we both agree. The next question is military service should be voluntary. There should be no draft.
Okay. Oh yeah. And by the way, if you want to type in the chat, tell us your opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So why don't you start on this one?
I said maybe. And this is why. I think in some cases, obviously, it should be voluntary. Now, depending... And this is... For me, everything's about situation. If we're in a time of peace, I think it should be voluntary. But, I mean, no. I think in a time of peace, it should be demanded. Not demanded, but kind of forced. Like some European countries, you have to join the military, and a lot of the time they grow up having, you know, these values and, you know, have more respect for society itself, for life, and things like this. And I think it can definitely benefit some people. Actually, not some people, but most people, just to have good structure. Good, you know, habits of, hey, I have to clean this if I make this mess. I have to, you know, kind of form those habits.
Yeah. So what your argument what you're saying is that there's very much great benefit to joining the military, you know, being a part of something greater than yourself. That's essentially what you're saying.
Yeah.
And you're also saying that, you know, it's great if people sign up for that willingly, but, you know, if someone's forced into it, that's still a positive thing.
Yeah, it's still, it's not like 100% positive, but, and as far as for like the draft, there should be no draft. I think there has to be in a time of war. You know, if you don't have enough people to defend your country, you know, they're going to end up dying anyway. Might as well make sure, okay, well, I'm sorry, but you have to be drafted into this and, you know, defend your country for what you wish.
Yeah. Okay. But you said maybe, so you're not 100% on that, or is it just that or is that just you saying that the draft should always apply whenever there's a war? I don't know if that's
not well, yeah, because that's the only time a draft happens is, at least for United States, it only happens when there is an actual war. I
mean, there's been tons of wars in the United States, and there hasn't been a draft, though. I mean,
well,
the last draft was World War II.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't believe that there should not be a draft at all. It can exist without having to be used almost entirely, but it should be there in the case that it does have to be used. You know, it's there. Like I just recently submitted my paperwork for selective service if I have to be drafted, you know, and I'm fine with that. You know? Yeah.
I mean, okay, so let's talk about where I put on this. I put agree. So I think there shouldn't be a draft. The reason I put it was because, hang on.
Just do what you gotta do.
Okay, so the reason I put, are you all right?
Yeah, Nina.
Okay. Yeah, so the reason I put, yes, is because I feel like if it's a scenario where, let's say, there's an arbitrary war, all right, and you're not in support of it, you actually think that it's wrong, or, you know, the reason we went to it is, you know, foolish, then if you don't want to fight, you shouldn't be forced into it. Well, you know, that's what I think. And as far as, you know, say, for example, your country's being attacked, invaded, all right, by a group of people who don't share your belief system have a different culture, all right? I feel very strongly that in that scenario, young men will step forward. You know, it's like, it doesn't have to be, you have to go and fight. And if they really care about the country, they will step forward and defend what they think is true and right. Now, that being said, what if they don't? Let's say we have a society where, you know, everyone hates the government, thinks it's stupid and corrupt, and they don't really care about the values. Well, in that case, shouldn't that government be overthrown? I mean, if it's a horrible government that provides terrible service to its people, does not treat them properly, how you should treat your citizens, does not give them rights, then it seems like that state should fall away, you know, and let a new state rise instead.
Yeah.
That's just my feel. You know, it's like, if the people are not willing to defend the state, then the state should not exist. That's what I think. And I think that it's wrong to force people to fight for something they don't believe in.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, I could definitely, like, almost 100% agree with that. I mean, obviously, if you don't agree with the war, I mean, this happened in Vietnam, you know, people didn't agree with this war, but
yeah, I guess there was drafts in Vietnam. I was wrong,
but the thing is, and
that's the
when
thing.
They were drafted, people that didn't want to go, they still went, and they still, you know, did what they were supposed to do. There's ways to be like, okay, well, I don't agree with this, but, you know, I can do this instead. I can help with this. I can be, you know, a fucking construction worker. I don't know.
I can be a cook in the kitchen.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
you don't
have
to be out there killing people. You know, is what I'm
but and again, that's fine. It's like, you know, but the fact is that no matter what, there has to be someone out there holding the rifles. You know, there can only be so many engineers. There can only be so many kitchen cooks. You know, you have to have someone actually laying the explosives, firing the rifles. You know, and I mean, I still feel, even in that scenario, it's like, if you don't want to defend your country, if the people around you don't want to defend your country and aren't going to shame you for not defend, that's a big thing too, is shame. You know, it's like the whole thing in World War One was men who weren't willing to go off to the war and fight. Women gave them a white feather, and what this meant was essentially, you're a coward. That's what that white feather represented. It's like, you're not willing to die for this country, so we will shame you. No woman will date you if you have this white feather.
Yeah.
So I mean, shaming is a great tactic. You know, it's like, if the society isn't willing to shame its men into going, then they don't care about the state. It's clear, you know, and the state is probably corrupt.
Well, I think, I mean, it's like with everything. I think there's a pro and a con to it. I mean, I think even for some people, they might not, you know, maybe they're too scared to go up and say, hey, I want to join this, you know, they get drafted. They're kind of like, okay, I have to do this now. And it kind of pushes them to do it. A lot of people, I think, because that's the thing. The draft only happens when it's kind of really serious, you know. And I think when it kind of happens like that, you know, the vast majority of people are going to be like, okay, this is my country. They're in danger. My friends and my family are dying overseas, you know, and I was just drafted. Even if I may not agree with this, you know, this is my country, you know, and I'm going to defend it and defend my family, you know.
And you're saying that those people wouldn't feel the need to go if they weren't drafted?
Sometimes. I mean, I think people that hated the war entirely, if they were drafted under the circumstances of a draft, they would be okay with it, because, you know, the draft wouldn't happen unless it was pretty much ultimately necessary, because we do have a very large force. At least, you know, in the United States, we have a very large fighting force, so we don't really need to have a draft, because there's already a ton of people that want to do this willingly. So
exactly,
if a draft did happen, I think
it wouldn't be necessary in our current scenario.
Exactly.
Is what you're trying to say.
But if it did happen, it's probably necessary, and most people would be willing to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the main crux of my political position. I think it's like if people are willing to do it, then you shouldn't have to force them to do it. You know, it's like if people are willing to do it, and if they're not willing to do it, then it shouldn't happen. And I know this is a dramatic scenario, your country falling to an enemy, but I mean, just think if both countries weren't willing to go to war, but the leaders were, and they said we won't go, there wouldn't be a war. I don't know. That's just an idealized scenario, but yeah. All right. Well, let's move on.
Well, actually, just one
okay,
more quick.
I'll let you have the last word.
No, it's not like the last word or anything, but you know, the people during Vietnam that were speaking out against the war, are the same people today, saying, "Why are you bombing and killing these people that are innocent when we were in Vietnam trying to protect it?" That was our main objective, is to help these people be free from oppression, and we were actually helping them do that. They're the ones that saying,
in Vietnam,
we're killing.
They were certainly killing the North Vietnamese in a very brutal fashion. It wasn't in the scenario of World War II where it's like gaining territory. It was search and destroy. It was we fly our helicopters in, clear out the turf with napalm, fly our helicopters in, and shoot anyone we see. And then they would get the land. I mean, it would be essentially they'd take a hill, and then they'd fight really hard, kill a bunch of North Vietnamese. Many of them die themselves. They would take a hill, and then immediately abandon that hill. It was a lot of it was very. It was not like World War II. It was very feudal fighting, and it was just like we need to wear down the enemy. And like I think the problem with the Vietnam War was lack of understanding for the enemy. Because they thought it was, well, they're communist, and if we make them submit to us, they'll eventually give up their communist roots and accept it. But that's not what the North Vietnamese felt. They felt like, this is my country, this is my home, I need to fight and defend for it, and these people are trying to take it or trying to destroy it. So they just didn't understand the motivation. Yeah.
Okay, so that was just question 2.
All right. Good start. This is going to be a long list. It's only 2 pages, and there's
like 5 questions each.
5 on each page. Yes, we're 7 more to go.
Yeah. I'll let you take the first one. We've already kind of discussed this one, so.
You gonna read it off?
No, it's your turn. I did the. Oh yeah, I'll read it off though.
Yeah.
There should be no laws regarding sex for consenting adults.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about this.
Yeah. Because we already kind of talked amongst ourselves about it.
This one's going to be a little controversial, but I'm fine with that. I guess all these are pretty controversial.
Well, yeah, that's the point.
So yeah, I support anyone, getting married if they want to, so long as they're consenting adults. We can get into the particulars. For example, homosexuals getting married, gay and lesbian, and obviously straight people. Now, I'd like to when it comes to incest, I'd like to discuss that on stream a little bit before we actually say my position on it. But yes, in this scenario, I chose agree.
Yeah, in the context of what they're saying.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I agree, obviously, with what the context of what they're trying to approach with the question is, do you believe that gay and lesbian couples as consenting adults are lawfully allowed to have sex? I mean, yeah, sure. Yeah. But, what we had already previously talked about.
Should we rehash that conversation, or should we just skip it? What do you think? I'll let you take the call on that one.
I think we'll probably just save it for a future topic. I think that's something that could really...
Okay, so let's just ignore the topic of incest. Let's say, would you support it, or no, actually we can't even do that. We can't even say that.
We'll just leave it for a whole other topic, you know,
Yeah.
that we can
Okay.
probably talk into.
Can I just address the elephant in the room? The fact that it said adults. You know, when it comes to something like pedophilia, it's very obvious why that's wrong. And it's not just the disgust factor, like, ew, what a horrible, gross person. It's, I feel like there's a very easy, reasonable psychological reason why that's wrong. And it's that a child cannot consent, you know, and they don't have the mind that's developed enough to make that decision, essentially.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to add on that, or?
No.
No? Okay.
Totally agree
All
with
right.
you.
So we wait, why'd you put agree, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right, next. Why don't you
Okay.
read it off and then say your opinion?
Repeal laws prohibiting adult possession and use of drugs.
Mhm.
So getting rid of laws that say, yeah, you can not
I
use these.
fucking I forgot which one I ended. No,
I
it
put
wasn't.
I put
Yeah,
maybe.
it's your. You put maybe. Okay.
Because
Well,
obviously, I think some drugs are okay. Obviously,
Oh yeah.
things like cocaine and meth should never be legal. I have a lot of friends that have gotten mixed up with those kind of things, and it's
Yeah.
ruined their life pretty heavily, and you know, it's killed a lot of people. It ruins a lot of lives. But something is
Absolutely.
like marijuana. I mean, I don't smoke it. I never will. But
You could. You have no problem with people who do, and
well, the tax money that comes in from it is,
yeah.
I mean, you can't beat it because I have family that lives.
Gianna just sent me a message. We'll just ignore it.
Gianna
we'll address it
had a
later.
message.
Yeah.
I can't read it because I have to keep the thing full screen. But are you reading the question
No.
or whatever?
I'll save it for later.
Okay. But I have family that lives in Colorado, and weed's obviously legal there, and you know they had so much tax income that year that they actually had more money than they were supposed to have, and we're like, okay, well, should we just give it back to you guys, and or just put it back into things? So they put it back into more schools, you know, and now their schools are being, you know, abundantly funded, having the books they need, you know, based off this thing. And I think if it becomes legal, it's more regulated and stuff to where it's not as dangerous as it could be. Not.
Yeah, I
what
mean, I think I chose a different answer than you, but I chose agree that it should not be illegal. We'll talk about the extremes, but I think I agree with you on the on marijuana. You know, it's like it's similar to prohibition. You know, it's like they tried prohibition, and well, people just found other ways to get the drugs through the black market. Essentially, they had, you know, many murders. You know, a drug war of alcohol. Essentially, you know, with Al Capone, stuff like that in the 1930s. So, or was it the 1920s? Either way, yeah. So I mean, it definitely doesn't seem like you should make marijuana illegal, and the benefits to having it legal outweigh the cost of having it illegal. When it comes to more serious drugs, I completely agree with you about the dangers of using heroin, meth. I think you want to just real quick hear about the most dangerous drug of all.
Pornography.
No, it's sugar. No, I'm kidding.
Actually, it is, but
it's
that's a whole other topic.
I'm not talking about like the drug that causes the most harm. You know, based on a population, I'm talking about if you took it,
The most
would fuck you
addictive
up.
is sugar.
No, would fuck you up the most. I guess poison would be it, but this is called crocodile.
I
It's
think I've heard of
like it's heroin that's just It's like the poor man's heroin. It works like heroin, except for it's made with like a lot cheaper ingredients like gasoline and stuff like that.
Oh, kind of like
When
black tar heroin.
it's pretty terrible. It's like people take it and it melts their skin and bones. That's why they call it crocodiles. It turns their skin to like all rough, scaly. Their bones start decaying. So on a crocodile, they don't last more than 2 years. It's like, it's not good.
Jesus.
So yeah, it's pretty awful. I mean, so I totally agree that these drugs like, heroin and meth, they shouldn't be, you shouldn't try them. They're pretty damn awful. No one should try these drugs.
Yeah.
And I don't think they should be sold either. That being said, I don't think that, you have a heroin addict. Who's like suffering with this, they could try and quit, but they just can't. Should the best solution be, you're a criminal, let's throw you in a box now? It's like these people, they need help. They don't need to be thrown in prison for that.
Well,
so that's
most of the time, if they're caught with those kind of drugs, they're sent to a drug rehab first and then to jail, where they get medical attention to wean off the drug.
See, I don't agree with the idea though that they should be sent to prison for having an addiction. That doesn't seem right to me.
Yeah, but making it legal, I think, is a lot worse. Because I mean, like I had a relative who was, addicted to it, and he got so sick, like he was about to give it to his children, and I mean, just because you make it legal and you're not throwing these people in jail, sure, putting them in jail because they're sick essentially is wrong, but making it legal and more people are going to be like, well, it's not illegal, so it should be okay, right? That's going to be the mentality in the future.
I mean, like the thing is though, I mean, people still have got, even though it's been illegal and the costs for owning these are incredibly high, people still have access to them. The black market's not going to go away if it's not illegal, And like, for example, like cocaine was actually legal in the early 1900s. Did you know that?
Well,
like even Ford was addicted to cocaine.
Well, I mean, just like the whole
you could buy it at the pharmacy, and not to mention like a lot of these drugs. There's a lot of drugs out there that are illegal and very accessible that are causing terrible harm, like the opiate crisis. It's like we're giving these people these drugs, and it makes their lives much worse. It's like they lose their job, get addicted to opioids, and their life is ruined. So I mean, exactly. I guess I do see
because they were legal.
And I do see
when they were made illegal, it was harder to get to and less people.
But the thing is, if you made every opiate illegal, then people who are suffering, who really need the drugs, they can't get it. And a lot of these drugs are actually made with the same ingredients that like heroin is made from.
Well, yeah, but
so I mean
just because somebody is addicted to it doesn't mean okay, here's more. That's not how you solve the issue.
Yeah.
You get them help. And making it legal kind of enforces, okay, well, this, if it's not a wrong thing to do, then it should be okay for me to do. Because I mean, that's the whole thing with alcohol now is, especially teenagers, they see it, well, it's not illegal, it's not something I can get in trouble with, if my parents give it to me or something like that, or if my parents have it in a cabinet, I'm just going to go ahead and do it.
But keep in mind that same idea works with marijuana. Marijuana is legal. Kids still get access to it. Kids still have, kids, just on the playground can start smoking marijuana. There's dealers in, almost every school except for the higher end ones. So if someone wants to gain access to it, and not to mention, here's another thing. If you were to buy weed from, like, say, a street vendor, he's not going to care how old you are. Whereas if you buy alcohol or weed from, an actual store, they're going to ask for your license. You're some little 14-year-old with zits on your face, coming in, your scrawny ass. And, they're going to be like, you got ID? It's like, no, well, you can't have the alcohol. So it's actually making these drugs legal it actually helps people, you know? What do you think?
No, because the drugs like heroin and cocaine and stuff, they're not as easily accessible as marijuana. And marijuana doesn't have
Well, I
the
mean, they
same
are through
type of
opiates, though.
medical side effects that like heroin does, you know.
Mhm.
And yes, in some cases marijuana can help people with certain things and stuff like that. And yes,
Mhm.
heroin was used as, you know, a pain reliever, you know, before, but just knowing the people that have been addicted to it,
Mhm.
you know, basically they said, you know, if it wasn't for the fact that, you know, they did get caught or this happened and they didn't go to drug rehab, they would have died. And if it's
Yeah.
legal, it's going to be more accessible and more people are going to die.
Yeah. So that's why I feel like there should be. You know, actually, I'm not going to say that because that can tie
I
into a
mean,
later question.
I think
But
I think if you can
um,
not make it legal, but maybe,
not
I mean, you can't
punish
even make it legal
people
and
for.
regulate it. It's not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they have with the opiates. You know, that's what
Well,
they've been doing
yeah, but that's a
through
little.
a pharmacy. So it's like if there were some people who, in a desperate case, like they had some disease and they needed heroin, but they couldn't gain access to it because it's illegal, would that change your mind on it? No?
No, I
Like
don't think
say,
so.
say they really needed it and a doctor said that this is the necessary drug we need.
They can go to another country and get it, but I
Well,
mean,
hang on. So you would support then making opioids, you know, like just under the counter medication that people are being subscribed that has the same ingredients as heroin, you know, has the same effect. You think that you'd support making those illegal then?
yeah, but the problem with the actual heroin itself and the way the drug is administered and done is completely different than a medication that's taken in small doses for actual, you know, physical pain.
Mm-hmm.
And it's regulated by doctors and stuff. And
Yeah. So
if they're
wouldn't
properly
wouldn't you
regulated
then
by the doctor, it's not like they're handing out pills for everybody. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
So then, in that scenario, if heroin was properly regulated by the doctors, wouldn't that be better than having it a street vendor gives you a dirty needle and gives you the heroin and says good luck?
Oh,
You
because
know,
people
it's
don't
like
need it. People don't need the heroin. Like if there
yeah. I
was
mean,
a medical need for it, and a lot of
like
medical need
I'm
for it,
saying,
then
I'm
sure, but
arguing
there
that
isn't, and that's
there is a medical need because of what the pills are. They're made from the same chemical.
but heroin isn't a pill. It's a powder
Well,
that's
no,
melted
they
into.
they can yeah, but they can convert it into a pill form.
But
It's just
yes, but
easier
it's
to
different.
manufacture into powder, you know?
But it's
So
still
you're just,
different than
are
the
you just
actual.
like, let's use the same argument with like something else like ecstasy, let's say. Would you, or any psychedelic? So as far as these drugs go, um, they seem to have, this one I'm confused about because it seems like they don't have, it's tough to say because not many people use them, but it seems like people who use psychedelic drugs, from what I've heard, it changes their entire outlook on life. And that's one of the reasons they're illegal is it actually changes people's voting habits. What would you, what's your opinion on psychedelics?
I mean, I think anything that can potentially harm somebody and kill them and ruin
Okay,
their life.
alcohol can kill and ruin lives, Brandon.
Well, I know, and I don't.
I mean, and that's not illegal. So
I know, but it's a lot different than a drug like heroin. You know, there's a
well,
reason
yeah,
why.
okay, I get what you're saying about heroin, but as far as something like I don't know mushrooms are concerned, some guy finds some mushrooms in the forest and eats them. Should that be illegal?
I mean, no, because that's a little bit different, and you can't really die from it. I mean, you can actually, but
some weirdo could take mushrooms, start hallucinating and run off into the road, and get hit by a car.
Or start killing people, which happens, but
yeah,
or bite the face off of somebody, which actually happened, and killed 2 people. I mean, and
which drug
that's
was
the
this
thing.
with?
It just shouldn't. The problem isn't the fact that, because if people need the actual heroin, really they just need the morphine, which is a different.
Soldiers did get it. Soldiers did become heroin addicts after receiving morphine in hospitals. That did happen.
Well, yeah, morphine is different from heroin, though. Heroin is a drug made from morphine.
Yeah, but morphine still causes the addiction.
Yes, but that's the thing. It's a little bit different because it's not the same as the heroin. It's not as, I mean, it's still very addictive, and that's why a lot of people don't use it except for extreme cases.
And I think one of the main things about this isn't, let's throw these people in a box for, using this drug. It's parents teaching their kids what drugs to stay away from, not having their medicine cabinet unlocked, things like that. Most cases start when, teenagers or kids get into their parents' prescription drugs. That's the main problem. And I think that's one of the main things, is that the parents need to guide the kids properly. It's like good parenting, I think, will always replace any laws you set in place.
Well, I mean, of course, but there's a lot of bad parents out there these days.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So you went with agree on that.
I did.
And I went with maybe, because some should,
Okay.
Most shouldn't.
Yeah, and
As far as the use of drugs that they're talking about, referencing.
Yeah, so as far as you go, some should be used, some shouldn't, and the government, should step in. And my position essentially is it should be a family thing, and the government shouldn't throw heroin addicts in prison for, suffering and addiction. That's my main thing. But yeah, I don't know. You want to have any final words?
No.
Okay, let's move on to the next topic.
The next one, I don't think we're really gonna discuss all too much. There should be.
Oh yeah, let's just address it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, there should be no national ID card. I don't really give.
Yeah, this one, I put maybe, and so did Brandon, I believe. We both are idiots and don't know anything about this.
Well, I mean, I kind of Googled it. It's basically like having an ID. And
yeah.
People think it's a way for the government to track where you are, blah blah blah, all these things.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean,
without an ID.
Yeah, I know there's people who make good cases on this. It's just like the ID thing. It's like I could see reason why you need it, and I don't really know any evidence for why you shouldn't have it, but I just don't know enough to make unaffirmed statement. Oh shoot.
Yeah.
An affirmed statement on it. So I put maybe, and I think you're pretty much in agreement with me that we're both stupid.
Yeah. All right. So
Okay.
The next question: end corporate welfare, no government handouts to business. So this is different from
Wait, I don't
welfare
remember. Hang
to
on.
the people. This is corporate welfare, basically saying, if you're a business in need, we will basically bail you out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I answered this question. Okay. Well, I started with the last one, not including the ID one. So you start with this one.
Okay. I mean, again, I'm maybe on this. I think there's cases where, like GMC, when the government bailed them out multiple times, it's kind of ridiculous,
Yeah.
But bailing out maybe like, a small mom and pop shop who is struggling during a recession, here's a little bit of government assistance to make sure, maybe like a tax break, or here's a couple something money a month, and that allows them to maybe continue their business, eventually grow, create more commerce, and, basically make the market grow again. But there's a big difference between going completely bankrupt, having the government bail you out, and multiple times, and you're
too big to fail, essentially.
And I mean, then you're coming over here and you're profiting major dollars from it, essentially.
So I feel like, as far as me, this is sort of like what the March on Wall Street was, and it's like, these people shouldn't have marched on Wall Street. They should have marched on, on Congress, because like the people on Wall Street, they're just earning money there. They're working like anyone else. And it's like this idea that I want to actually say my position before. So I put, wait, hang on. Yeah, I put agree. The reason I put agree that there shouldn't be a scenario where, damn it, I'm a little jittery. Can you just talk about what this is about, just so I can get my thoughts in order?
So, basically corporate welfare is the same type as public welfare, where you're giving either monetary gifts to somebody to make sure that they can survive and live. This one applies to businesses to keep them in business. And like I said, I think for the little people, it helps, because if, something bad happens in their life, a family member dies, the business owner dies, their father dies who owned the business, and now they have to take it over, and they're struggling, and this is what they had left. That's a huge difference than a mega multi corporation that's, profiting off, the government itself. It's a completely different story. That's why I'm maybe, because not really maybe, but it's like I'm in the middle, because there's cases where yes, there should be, and most cases no, there should not.
So this place I put agree on, because I feel like that's what the free market's for. I know it's horrible if you're running a small mom and pop business and people aren't buying your products, and you go to business, and you might think, it would be good if people helped, but that's one of the things that the free market is for, is the fact that businesses succeed and fail. And the failure, you can't, it's like, it's the carrot and stick. You can't say no stick, because then you got a spoiled ass. I mean, the problem is that it's like, this is one of the main themes of my position, is that if the government is the free market versus the government, with the free market, you're choosing to purchase a product. You're choosing to purchase a service. With the government, you're saying, give us your money, and if you don't pay for it, we'll point a gun at you and say, hand the money over, and if you don't, we'll throw you in a box. That's the main problem with it. It's like, with the free market, it's like, Steve Jobs makes the iPad or the iPod and says, give me $200 for it. And you can say, I don't want your stupid iPod, and walk away. Or you can say, yeah, I want it. I value your iPod more than my $200. And he values your $200 over, his iPod that he produced. So it's a free exchange, It's like both people get what they want. With the government, it's, I'm going to take your money, and if you don't pay, there'll be problems for you. So in this scenario, I don't think it's right to take people's money and then say, we're going to make this business that's been, like you said, that's been bailed out 3 times in a row. this big business that, should have failed by now, and it's preventing other businesses from succeeding because it can't succeed. I haven't read it yet, but I think I'm definitely going to read this book. It's going to be the next book I read. It's Ayn Rand's Atlas Shrugged.
Okay.
I definitely don't agree with every position Ayn Rand has, but she developed the philosophy of objectivism, which is viewing the world objectively, essentially. And I definitely see a lot of problems with the Ayn Rand anarchist utopia of the world, essentially. But I definitely agree with her that it's wrong to steal money from people and then say we're going to, make these people's lives better, or make this. Well, we'll talk about people afterwards, but make this company succeed, even though the free market doesn't allow it to. That's just my thoughts. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I totally agree with your stance on the bigger companies. I mean, there could be maybe some cases where you could say, okay, that makes sense. You gave it to them, but again, most of the time it's not. I mean, if a business that big, and has been in the game for a while is failing, there's obviously a reason for that. It's because nobody wants them around anymore.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, that if they applied for the corporate welfare for that, they would be denied. Versus a small business that had, an emergency, say their business burned down, that was something completely out of their control. People may still want to go in and say, hey, I loved your product and now it's gone. What can I do to help? And here, they can get government assistance to rebuild that. You know what I mean?
In that scenario, if, say, for example, there was a recession and the company failed, that's bad for the individual. But as far as like the consumer wanting to purchase the product, if there's a demand for it, people are willing to spend a good amount of money for a certain product. Either the company will come back or a new company will replace it and offer a similar product, essentially. So as far as, that company failing because of recession, that's a sad scenario, but essentially another company will succeed and another mom and pop shop will open to allow the sale of that. And one of the problems with the scenario of mom and pop shop versus big government, getting welfare, getting bailed out, is the big companies offer a large amount of money to politicians, lobbyists, to essentially allow these bills to get passed, to essentially allow more of them to bail out their company again and again whenever they need to. And this is what's called it's called crony capitalism or crapitalism. It's like I'm using the government to make sure my company stays afloat, even though it should have failed by now. It's like this thing should die, but it lingers on because the government is taking money from people to forcibly keep this Frankenstein's monster alive. That's what I think.
So you had agree?
No, I had disagree. Of course, I'm
you
fully in support.
Government steps in and does everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like
this one Okay, so this next one I'm pretty sure I know your opinion on, but let's talk about it.
Okay, so it's end government barriers to international free trade.
Mm-hmm. This one I'm not super well versed in, but I chose agree because
I think in the context of what they're talking about is like Cuba.
Mm-hmm.
The government shouldn't be allowed to tell you can't,
you can't visit
to trade
Cuba,
with
you
this
can't
country.
purchase. Yeah, that's a good example, and it just feels like, why should I let your political, interventions with other countries affect me as an individual, or me as a company, from trading these goods?
Oh yeah.
What do you think about it?
Well, I mean, I understand why. we did embargo Cuba at that time,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes
Yeah.
sense.
I mean, yeah. I mean, at war, it seems like.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. In times of war and in times, of international disagreement, you're going to say, okay, well, if we don't agree with each other, then we're obviously not going to trade anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just kind of common sense, But to still have that embargo, sure, we obviously don't meet eye to eye, and it's slowly being repealed, but John F. Kennedy, the person who kind of oversaw it, right before he signed the Embargo Act against Cuba, purchased, like, a vast majority of Cuban cigars from
I just got to get my fix before
I mean,
before the market closes.
exactly.
It's like, okay, if you're gonna purchase a shit ton of Cuban cigars and then make it illegal, it's like, should it really become illegal to purchase? And yeah, in Canada, it was never actually made. There was no actual embargo on Cuba, which I mean, is partially due to, political agreements with Cuba at the time. But with Canada, but I don't think that an embargo should happen. It doesn't seem. I'm not super strong in this position, but it doesn't seem to me like individuals should have to suffer because of bad.
Just subscribed.
Oh damn! Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Wait, who? What was her name? Whoa! I just realized how much Gianna spammed the. Oh look, there it is coming up on the stream. Have spammed the chat. Just kidding, Gianna. I love it. Okay. I don't know. I don't have too much to say. I did put agree. Maybe I should have put a neutral, but I feel like it doesn't seem.
See, this is kind of where I'm leaning more towards agree, because
you did put agree then.
No, yes, and no. I wish there were 5 options. One that was like most likely agree.
Oh yeah.
Likely agree. Agree.
Like agree, disagree, maybe agree. Like it's like agree, disagree, strongly disagree, or neutral.
Yeah.
I guess so. But there was a lot more. Keep in mind, this is the world's smallest political quiz, so they need to make the grid small.
We went over the long one.
Mm-hmm. That would have taken all night.
So I'm gonna go with agree.
Okay.
Because I feel like if we don't want something, and if it's bad for us, we're not gonna want it. So, case in point.
So Gianna just sent me a message. She said, guys, I have an interesting topic to talk about. If it's related to this political test, then absolutely, Gianna. If not, we will immediately address it once we finish with this.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to send me a message saying yes or no, that's fine. We'll just continue on. My internet seems to be... Has my voice changed, like, gone robotically? No. Okay. We're good now. All right, next question.
Okay, so the next question is, let people control their own retirement. She says it involves Cuba.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, bring it up. Why not? Let's do it.
Just say your question, we'll talk about it.
And Puerto Rico. Okay.
Okay. Just
lay it on us. Governmental. Governmental. That's not particular enough. I say the word particular because I can't say the other word. What other word, Jordy?
I don't want to say.
Are you sure about that?
So Gianna says I can join to explain. It's a lot.
Just for the question.
Okay, you get 30 seconds, Gianna. 30 seconds. Just invite her real quick, and then make sure she can't join back again.
Was Crackalack and Homebees.
Oh wait, is the stream going to keep going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to just be grafted badly unless you're using the guest one.
It's okay, Smokes. Oh my god.
Gianna, you have 30 seconds.
Okay, so in Cuba and Puerto Rico, all those small islands that were in the Caribbean, like that were Spanish, were taken over by the U.S. And some of them, like Cuba, I believe the Dominican Republic, and another small island state, were all separated from the USA, and they're seen as their own independent countries, except for Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico was completely taken over because I believe they were the final one that couldn't really escape, and they were like really weak at the time. So they at that point they were taken over by like Indians and like some like Spanish born, some
I don't hear a question mark.
Okay, it's coming, it's coming.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just giving you like a little insight. Now it's considered a U.S. territory. Ever since Hurricane Irma and Hurricane Maria, there's been a lot. There's still, they only have like 40% of the island has electricity, and the thing is, there's a big point in Senate that if this were in the USA, this would be considered completely unresponsible, and this would be considered as like inhumane because you're keeping people from like going to schools, hospitals, and their jobs, and they don't even have homes. And it's been like 6 months since then. So I'm wondering, do you think that Puerto Rico should become a state?
This isn't related at all to the trade embargo, but
okay. It was
I will. Okay, so my thing on Puerto Rico becoming a state is the reason why they haven't so far is because they don't want to pay the same taxes that they already don't pay to become a state, and they basically get all the benefits, not all the benefits, but the vast majority of the benefits of a state without having to pay the taxes like a state, and
what?
And I think if they really want to be a state, go for it, 51, more than Canada.
They did a vote, I believe it was in 2016, 2017, that about 91% of Puerto Rico would want to become a U.S. state. They actually had to go and get a voting, and they only have one, I believe, representative that is for them. And he proposed, the thing is that representative, he can't vote, and he can't.
No, he can't. Same with the Washington, D.C. representative.
Yeah, all he can do is like persuade like colleagues and like former, not former, similar ones. But it was like a 51% agreement to become a United State, and they actually had to raise their tax from 7% to 11%, and they're really trying to get more rich tourists and rich residents. They're thinking that maybe that'll increase the like trying to make the country better as a whole. And the thing is that a lot of people get pissed off about in Puerto Rico is that there's this thing called the Jones Act, I believe, and that means that because this is a U.S. law that's been implemented since like the early 1900s, and this means that any cargo, say if like Dominican Republic wants to give bananas to Puerto Rico or plantains, they have to go to a Florida port and then to Puerto Rico, because it has to only ships that can reach Puerto Rico can only be U.S. ships. It has to go to the USA, get its papers, get everything, and that costs a lot of money, and then it has to go to Puerto Rico. And a lot of people get pissed off about that because
I heard a similar thing about this when it came to like cruise ships, going from the US. There's like some reason that they can't go straight from the US to say Hawaii and then back to the US because they have to go to a different country and port somewhere else and then go back to the US. It's really a weird scenario.
Yeah,
so
it is.
Typically cruises to Hawaii, they go like south down to this other island, and they just port there for like a couple hours and then go back up to Hawaii. I don't know. It seems like things like that, it doesn't serve a lot of purpose from what I can see. And
in Puerto Rico too, they get upset because they're not allowed to vote for a U.S.
Gianna, by the
yes,
way.
yes. Okay. You're not
a guest.
God
You're not an official guest.
Okay. they're not allowed to vote for the next U.S. president. And a lot of people get mad about this. I mean, they're not a state, of course, but a U.S. resident who is born as a U.S. citizen, say they're born in Florida and they went to go to Puerto Rico, maybe to like stay for a little bit, like temporary residency, they are not allowed to vote, even though they're born in the USA. They're not. They're still not allowed to vote.
Yeah, that's sort of a similar problem with like what is it, Guam and. Maybe not Guam, but like American Samoa, that's of like independence. You know, you're technically a part of the states, but you're a colony, so it doesn't count. What do you think about this, Brandon?
I mean, I feel like if they all wanted to be a state, that it would eventually happen. Because I know, like Gianna said, 51% do. You know. And that number could have grown by now, could have lowered, but the fact remains that it still isn't, and a lot of territories are not.
Yeah.
And maybe it is because of government lobbyists saying, no, I don't want this, it's not good for business, and it sucks for them to not have, they have a voice, but it's not a loud voice, and they don't get... And it makes them feel like their voice counts for nothing when they can't vote for that voice, you know? And I think you can't give them half a vote. Like, oh, we won't give you a full vote. We'll give you half a vote.
Well,
you know?
they sort of already do that. Like, for example, how a Californian's vote is worth significantly less than a Virginia's vote, you know?
What?
In, like, the states, for example... In smaller states, your vote is worth significantly less than it's worth in more populated states.
Oh, you got us confused because you said that California, their vote meant less.
No, their votes, like an individual's person's vote is worth more in a less populated state than it is
they have
in a...
more.
Oh, it's
I guess that's sort of kind of yeah, but not really.
Yeah. Okay.
Because like, if the larger your state is, the more
electoral votes
you have. So
yeah, but even so, they do give
they give an equal power to equal.
Yeah, to each state. They give a reasonable amount of power, but just based on population control. It's not based around. It's not a pure democracy. It's a representative republic, and that's actually important, because if it was just based on population, then the states in the middle would become the flyover states. They'd become essentially ignored. The politicians would just go to the big cities and say, like, this is, yeah, exactly. They would just say, listen, this is what their opinions and views are, and it's like, and people on the left are against this, and it's like the people in the center states, they're a minority too. So like Thomas Jefferson said, I'm going to butcher this, but he said that pure democracy is two wolves fighting over like a minority's rights. It's like, I probably got that wrong, but essentially the minority is given strength through the fact that it's a representative republic, not a democracy. What do you think, Brandon?
I mean, I agree with you on that one. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for the question, Gianna. We appreciate
Alrighty.
it. We'll have you back on another podcast. Not saying it's the next or the one after next, but one of these. Yeah. All right. Thanks for your question. Now get the hell out of here.
Fuck! I'm fun!
And then there were two.
All right. Well, that interruption is gone. Let's continue.
It's right there.
Let's see. We got about three more left. Oh wait.
I didn't eat it. You ate it all.
You ate it all.
I did not eat all the chocolate, you motherfucker.
Damn.
What now?
Some major accusations. I don't know whose side to pick. This is like The Walking Dead. I have to choose a side.
Jordy says he has to choose a side.
I think I'm going to go with Brandon's side. You did eat the chocolates.
Yeah, you did eat the chocolates. He's on my
No,
side.
it's terrible. I said I'm on Nina's side. You ate the chocolates, Brandon.
I ate the chocolates? I did not eat the chocolate. She's a chocolate fiend. That's what she does for her existence is eat chocolate.
You're a greedy glutton, Brandon.
Okay, I might have eaten all the ice cream, but she ate all the chocolate.
Okay, you know what?
Of course I ate all the ice cream.
Oh my god.
The second your face came up on the street, I thought of like, you know, the Telltale Games. It says like Brandon will remember that.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah. Okay. Let's continue, Brandon.
Alrighty.
We're almost done.
So, the next question is: let people control their own retirement, privatize Social Security.
I forget which one I put on this. Wait 1 second.
Basically saying get rid of Social Security and have people have their own retirement.
Yeah. I'm not super strong. I think I can't remember if I put maybe or agree. It wasn't disagree. I think that it's man, this is a tough one. Well, actually, I said what I'll listen to what you have to say and get my thoughts in order.
I said disagree. I think this is I think I probably put maybe before, but really kind of thinking about it, I think this is kind of the one instances where maybe it's okay because how Social Security works is you have to work for it. You're basically putting it's basically your retirement, your whatever you're working for, whatever tax is taken out of that eventually goes into your Social Security, and you get that as a benefit.
Okay,
you know,
yeah.
So I mean, it's not like
I mean,
I'm sure it's more in depth, but
the problem with it is that I feel as if government compared to the free market is obsolete, and you know, companies, if you're working in a business, you know, they already have government, you know, retirement plans for you that are typically better for you than the ones the government provides.
Well,
but
yeah,
there's a problem with that, and you know, it's private business owners, and it's private business owners and you know, people who work many different jobs, they don't get those benefits. And for those people, they have to essentially save themselves for their retirement. And this one, I think I put yes, but I didn't really think through it properly. It's like
maybe
they're going to go back to what?
Maybe in the middle.
Yeah. Okay. I think I put yes, but I might put maybe. It seems dishonest because it's different from what I chose, but I might put maybe because this one, it's like there's people who
could benefit.
It's like, you know, you should save yourself. You should, in an ideal society, you should put the money aside yourself. You shouldn't be forced, you know, you should be able to do whatever you want with the money you earned. Yeah. And the government shouldn't say, you have to save it. You know, it's like that. It's like, if I want to, you know, buy a yacht or, you know, buy alcohol and get drunk every paycheck, you know, buy a hoverboard, I should be allowed to, you know. So if I don't want to save, you know, it's like, it's the argument between, you know, your freedom to choose versus, you know, the security that the state offers. You know, it's like you should have the freedom to choose, I think, but that's ideal. There's some people who are just, you know, they're really dumb and they just don't save. And you might say, well, you know, that's okay. Actually, I think I'm going to be agree. That's, you know, that's your fault. You should have saved. Too bad. But the thing is, there's already, you know, I think it could be replaced, instead of using government welfare, it should be replaced by, you know, charity for seniors, which there are. You know, there's a lot of charity for seniors out there. And I feel like, you know, if it's not only your kids could take care of you, but it's also, you know, senior, you get what I'm saying? What do you think?
I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying, but this is more for people that you know, worked maybe, uh, let's just say a McDonald's shop, and most of their
Yeah.
life finally became a manager or something, and you know, they were in a position where they themselves messed up and had to
Yeah.
either, you know, take care of a child and their loved one, and barely made any money, put most of, they were basically living paycheck to paycheck, you know,
Mhm.
and then finally they're at a point in their life where they're finally starting to get ahead, you know, then they want to retire, and here's this money that the government had set aside for them, and now are giving it to them so that they can, not necessarily, it's not like they're, you know, fucking balling out of control, going to strip
Mhm.
clubs and every day with $300 in all ones,
Yeah.
you know, busting out, you know, it's enough for them to say, hey, you know what, you can get another job if you want. Here's a little bit, um, because I mean, not every, just because somebody makes a bad choice in life doesn't mean you should punish them for it to the point where
Yeah.
now their whole life is, now they're spent working their entire life until they're old, you know,
Mhm.
and they never get the chance to, you know, enjoy it just because maybe they were young and they made a mistake,
Mhm.
and they know they made a mistake, and now it's not like the government's like, yeah, we want to fucking give you a whole bunch of money
Oh,
and
wait.
so you don't
So
have to work kind of deal, you know, it's, you've worked for
I'm
this
a
no
little
matter what.
hang on. I was a little confused about this. I thought this was talking about like people, it's like the government takes a portion of your paycheck, that you earn and it puts it to a retirement plan. I didn't realize
No,
this was.
no, 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 no.
Oh, this
They're talking about the Social Security, and what it,
so it's not okay.
so what it
That
basically
changes stuff.
is you're paying a tax. Everyone pays the tax for the Social
Hmm.
Security. When you're older,
Okay.
at age 65, you can take it out, and you're given a Social Security check,
Mhm.
each, I don't know what it is, each month maybe, and
Yeah.
you're given whatever an equivalent amount of money that you have worked for. Uh,
Mhm.
Either way, you have to pay this tax because that's just what the government says. And it
Yeah.
did help a lot of people during, you know, recession, and
Mhm.
it still helps a lot of people now to take care of the older
Yeah.
people, you know.
Okay, so this actually changes what I think about it because, it's like if it's other people's money, going to help these people, should it be that, it's people who really do care about seniors and want to help, or should it be people who are forcibly taking the money, Like their money's being taken by force and they don't want to, donate their money to a cause like that, I
I,
don't know.
but see, that's the thing. What if they're 20 years old, they don't want to put their money into this, and then what, by the time they hit 35, they're out of a job. You know, their
Okay, we
company
keep,
went bankrupt, and now they have nothing,
yeah.
and they have to start all fresh again. And
Hmm.
there's this person who's been spent their life since they were age of 18 in a lowly ass job, putting their money, you know, into this Social Security, so that maybe that one day they will have, you know, money coming in when
Okay,
they
so you
retire,
you can,
and
yeah.
now that person
So
benefits it even though they didn't give a fuck about them.
mhm. So you confused me because I thought this was that's what I initially thought was it's something where it's like you work and then a portion of your paycheck is put towards the savings plan for you when you're older, you know, and yeah, then you benefit from it compared to what I thought you were saying afterwards, which was, other people are giving, you're living off of welfare essentially
No,
because you're
no,
unemployed.
it's
So this isn't unemployment's welfare.
no,
That's not what
no,
it's
not
talking
even
about.
close.
Okay, sorry. That's
Yeah,
I
this is basically
assumed that.
like
Okay, see,
retirement welfare.
yeah. Okay, sorry. I
No, you're
assumed
fine.
that was the case at the start, and then you said it wasn't, so I got confused. I thought you were talking about that. So okay, now we're back on track. Okay, yeah. So I think it's a maybe for me then.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I put it maybe because
I mean, I don't think I put that before, so I think the result will be slightly changed,
yeah,
but I'm gonna do it anyways because
yeah.
I mean, yeah, let people control.
But see, but that's a good thing though,
retirement
because
plans and socialism.
you know, you got more educated on a topic and your opinion changed, you know? So,
Mhm.
I mean, that's the whole point of talking.
I'm wondering though. I mean,
Because it's not like it, sure, it's forced by the government,
yeah,
but
and
it's not something where it's literally damaging people and people are getting upset over it, you know?
yeah. Okay, so I think it's like in an ideal society, it wouldn't be necessary, but the problem is there's stupid people out there who just don't save, and there's people who just don't move up in
Well, yeah, and then you're going to end up
in the
having to
world.
pay a lot of money to
Mhm.
take care of them in the future, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I guess it's a maybe for me.
Yeah, because eventually, you know, if they don't have this when they're older, then they're going to end up in nursing homes that are, you know, or on the street or homeless or something. You know, it wide variety.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay.
okay, so
Next.
the next one is replace government welfare with private charity.
What do you think my position on this is going to be, Brandon?
What it should be is, you know, private charity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's
what, yeah,
what
I
I
figured you
chose.
would think.
What did you choose?
Maybe.
You're
I feel like, and this
you're
is
a
my
fence
stance on
walker.
welfare in my country.
You're a fence walker.
Well, no, it's not even. See, my thing isn't like I'm not unsure of
Yeah.
this. I'm like in certain
There's
circumstances
certain-
and positions,
Yeah.
it's okay, and some it's not.
Yeah.
So
I Mhm. Okay.
like, so you know, in my country, there's a lot of people that do not deserve this welfare. They're abusing the system, and I know how they abuse the system because I worked
Yeah.
with some of them or our ex coworkers who receive unemployment even though they don't deserve it. There's people that are unemployed because they're, say, they worked in a steel factory for 30 years and now they have no job because that's the only thing they ever learned how to do, and those companies are gone overseas.
Yeah.
They can't work anymore, so that's not that saying they can't do anything at all, but that's a time when, yes, okay, you can give that person unemployment until they can find a job. But it's the people
Yeah.
that don't find a job and just mooch off of it is the bad part.
Those
or
are the
or
problems.
if
So-
somebody has a job, you know, like I said earlier, is if they make a mistake in life and they're working a low income job and they're trying their best to make it, and they're getting a little bit of assistance from their government to help them along, and then in the future, if they handle it correctly, it could then return, you know, okay, well, I was helped, let me go out and help others. That's the ideal system that I would hope.
Yeah.
That's not at all what happens, so that's why maybe.
Yeah. In my thoughts are essentially that the government does a worse job at this, and with charity, they did have charity before,
Yeah.
and it worked well, you know, to deal with this problem. And what it would be is like, you know, if you're, you know, a young guy and you don't have a job and you're just mooching off of the government, you can do that, you know, freely. Whereas with a charity, there's sort of like a shame and stigma to it. And that's actually important. Shame is important. You know, it's like you should want to move up in the world and try and, you know, continue on. And, you know, there's things like churches and other private charities that are, that's exactly what this is for. You know, it's like, it's to help these poor people. And the government, I feel like, just does a worse job of it. And not only that, but it's unethical what the government does. You know, this is the main problem. It's unethical. It's taking money from people. It's stealing money from people without their consent. It's, you know, if people would be willing to give to welfare, you know, it's like, then there's
Well, no, I mean, it's a little bit different
hang on,
because
hang
you're
on,
just paying a
second.
tax to
No,
the
if-
government, and what they choose to do with that tax is up to them. If you don't want to pay that tax,
Yeah.
then leave the fucking country.
Well, no, that's not. I'm saying that the idea of taxing is itself unethical when it comes to most things. There are some things where that's not the case. If it's like
God, why do you have those ugly ass trees in the background? You motherfucker!
You don't like the
You did that
floating
on
trees?
purpose.
I did
You
do
know
it
what's
on
wrong with
purpose.
those floating mystical
do know
trees,
what-
you savage fuck.
Oh yeah, and who hasn't seen it? This is my worst painting ever. Never finished it.
You got these
Pretty
floating
fucking
ass
awful, right?
trees in some mystical forest.
Mystical forest.
It doesn't look bad at all. It's just funny. Like,
No, well, okay. I'll just go into this a little bit because I find this more interesting than politics.
yeah, me too.
So you see these trees in the background. I really like how I did those.
Yes.
I think those were really good, like just how the outline of the lighting on it. Then you can see these trees are much different. They look, and the reason why was I did these trees first, and then I went to the store and I bought linseed oil, which works sort of like a paint thinner. Well, actually, no, it's not paint thinner because paint thinner would actually remove the paint. That's sort of like what I use as an eraser. But what this does is it makes like the paint more liquidy instead of so thick. And so it made it sort of a washed out look, whereas this looks like, this is like hard. You can feel like, this is what I love about oil painting is you can feel the ridges on the paper, on the canvas. Whereas with this, it's like, there's still ridges, but they're a lot more flat and it's just kind of like blended in more. So I think I used too much linseed oil. Not only that, but these trees are way up here, which is good. That's like, they're the background trees. And I wasn't committed enough to drawing over those trees, which I should have been. I should have started like about here with the bottom of these roots. That's why there's such a black two spots. And another reason I quit was I wanted to put a river right here, but I just couldn't get the way it looked correct. So yeah, I gave up and I started on a different painting eventually. I don't know. It's definitely like this top half is like looking good. Oh, you know what? I got a lot of flaws with this painting. This should have been brighter. This was supposed to be the sun, but it wasn't bright enough. So it just there's too much darkness here. So it should be like it should be a lighter colored like yellow, but I painted the whole thing green and then added yellow afterwards, and that kind of ruined it. So it just kind of looks like there's a little light spot in the forest. That's all it looks like.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Thanks, Dolphin. He sent me a message that says sexy painting. Okay. So anyways, I don't know. I think we're let's just
hold on. We got one more and then we'll take like a break.
Yeah, let's make this one fast. I don't have a strong opinion on it, but I think I chose agree. So wait, the last one was it? Yeah, I agreed. You were maybe. Okay. Yeah. So last one.
I put maybe because there's things. See, I'm always about situations. There's
that fence walker.
Well, no, that's the thing. It's not like I'm. I'm like, this is wrong, but this is okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's things that the government should be cutting their taxes back on, and there's things that they should definitely be cutting their spending on, but there's things that need it, and there's things that we should be taxed on.
But do you think by 50% is reasonable, or do you think that's unreasonable?
Ridiculous. Well, let's see that, but never mind. That's the thing. Some things should be cut 100%, and some things should be cut. Like, sure, you can cut it by 1%, 2%, it just depends on what it is. There's so many factors in this one question that it's overloaded that I have to put maybe.
Yeah. Do you think there's a problem with government debt?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, so
my country's in debt.
I mean, it seems like it's necessary for some dramatic cutbacks to happen, don't you? And not only that, but it seems like every politician wants to make new spendings, wants to, have the next big thing. It's like if Trump's a small government guy, why was he I don't want to get into recent politics about this, but why is he, wanting to make all these big decisions like the wall or stuff? It's like,
because Mexico's gonna pay for it. Duh.
Okay, thank you. I've been burned. Damn, son. Completely destroyed.
Come on, Jordy.
Yeah, should have been up to date on that. I forgot about that part. You know, okay, I guess I'm a disagree. So I mean, I just think that it makes sense that government spending should be cut dramatically because I mean you guys are hemorrhaging a lot of debt. You know, it's like it seems necessary.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's you got anything else to say on that?
Just yeah, because my stance on this is cut it where it needs to be cut. There's things that you should get rid of and it would save a lot of money, and there's things that you could keep and be perfectly okay with, you know. I mean, there's a balance. There's a balance to everything. I mean,
Yeah.
You can't have too much of one thing because it's bad. Too much of a good thing is bad. You know? So,
Yeah.
I'll finish the quiz.
I'll finish
And,
the quiz too. I
ooh,
probably moved
Jordy,
slightly.
mine has changed.
Mine's the same.
Mine is a little bit different.
What's yours?
So mine is still centrist, obviously. As you
Centrist on what?
libertarian.
Centrist, libertarian. So you're slightly libertarian.
Yeah, I'm actually slightly left libertarian, but still in.
Ooh.
I'm actually
on
the square where the square is. I'm on the line where it touches libertarian, and almost touching the left.
Wait, the line touching libertarian and
Yeah, where the box is.
Yeah, and then you're
Slightly to the left, not directly in the middle.
I see. So you're near the upper right corner of the left.
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm not like in the middle of left and libertarian and centrist.
So you're outside of the center box, right?
Halfway, yes.
Oh, you're halfway out of it. Okay, so you're okay.
Yeah, I'm still considered a centrist, but leaning
Gotcha.
towards.
That makes more sense. Okay, so you're up to the left part of. Wait, so how many squares diagonally to the left and upwards are you?
From the exact middle point.
We should probably upload a picture of this just to the stream so people know what we're talking about.
Yeah, hold on. Should be able to. Hold on.
Ooh, I love it when that happens where it's like a big glob comes down and then it makes like a tiny little drop. It's like the best. Maybe this one will do it. Let's see. No, that looks too small. Oh, it kind of did it. Just a little bit.
That did not work. Trying to. I'm gonna try this, even though it never works. But
yeah, take your time. It's not like anyone's waiting on you.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah, for some reason it doesn't show the results.
You can't just use the like snip tool.
I can't even take a screenshot anymore. I don't know why.
I can take a screenshot and just send it to you, and then you can upload it to the stream.
I can mark where it is, I guess.
Hang on, let me just use the snippet tool.
Because I cannot take a screenshot whatsoever.
No, it's fine. I'll just use the snipper tools and then cut this out. I guess people will see exactly where I am on it, but that's fine.
And I can just make a mark on where I am.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Oh yeah, I don't even have to see it. I can just copy it and send it directly to you. Okay, I just posted it in the stream. Go upload. There you go. You can just show that.
Shit. Oh, okay. Hold on.
So as you can see, I'm a very extreme libertarian centrist.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's just short of the top.
just short, and I think it's because I persuaded you on one.
No, that's the result I got before. But I mean, you did persuade me on one, so I'm not sure. Maybe just because it was a maybe, it didn't change. I'm not sure. Who knows? Maybe that's what it chose before. Who knows? Who knows?
So even though I know people can see it now, but all right, hold on.
Or maybe it was that I chose yes on another one, but then I chose maybe afterwards, and then on another one I chose maybe, but then I decided, yeah, it's a yes. So it didn't change, but the questions I answered changed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, can you just show that on the stream now so people can
Yep.
see it? Okay, that's good. Let's just wait for it to up. Actually, we don't even have to do that. We can just talk about it right now. Is it up? Okay, so yeah, that's how the grid works. I'm libertarian. He's so where are you on this
I got
grid?
you right now. Oh shit. Okay. Thought this dot would be a lot smaller, but it is not. Fuck.
Oh damn.
Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna do this.
I'm gonna watch on the stream when it shows up.
I'm right. Oops.
Oh damn! It's just a picture of a dot. It's just okay. There you go. You could use the white square, except for white on white's not going to be great.
There you
Can't
go.
you just use your mouse or? Oh, you're using a little Kraken thing. That's cool.
That is exactly where I'm at, right there.
I can't see it yet because it hasn't uploaded on the stream. I just want to see it. Just give it. I wonder how much of a delay there is. Oh wait, that's where you are. So you're right at the top. But hang on. That's interesting. So you're up near the top left, close to libertarian, then leftist.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe I convinced you a little bit. Who knows?
Yeah, because like I was actually here
Mm-hmm.
before.
Where of course 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, it's 11. It's about 10 and a half seconds off. Wow, that's a big change. That's a big change.
Yeah.
But you know, we discussed these ideas, we talked them through, and yeah, I think that's good. I don't think I convinced you. I think you more just realized for yourself, just through conversation. I think that's all that happened.
Yeah. Same with you. Like,
yeah,
it's not like I was like, I convinced you, but our discussions changed our own opinions.
My superior intellect trumped yours, and you just chose the obvious conclusion.
Alrighty, so we're gonna go on a break, guys, and we will come back and finish out the rest of the podcast. Okay.
Safety and peace.
All right, peace and safety. Just mute yourself, and then I'll mute myself.
Writings on the wall inside my head, inside of me. Holding all these thoughts beneath my skin. Can you believe in all? Only us. Only love. Only love. Time is a constant reminder of fate. It's fixed in this moment. Please stop. Wake me up. So many arguments we made. Whoa, gave in to you to just save face. Well, I'm broken. I'm feeling the weight of your force, and I'm trying not to let go. Writings on the wall, my love is here. It's left unchanged. Holding all these thoughts beneath my skin. Can you believe in us? Only us. Only love. Time is a constant reminder of fate. It's fixed in this moment. Please stop. Wake me up.
All right, and we're back. Yes, I was. I did a little bit on the. Is anyone even following us on Twitter yet? Damn, and one of them is you. Oh, okay, good. Well, yeah, if you're watching the stream and you haven't followed yet, yeah, do so now. Sorry, this is really annoying because I have the stream going so I can hear my own voice, and it's so annoying. There we go. Okay, that's better. So yeah, I was drawing a little picture on this Etch-a-Sketch of a man shooting a gun. Yeah, and it's gone. All right. So what are we talking about? How's this going to get good? Yes. Okay. Hang on. What if it's like something where it's like I already disagree with you on it? Would we even have to flip a coin, or would we just switch our positions, both of us? Hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's muted on stream again. I think that's you.
Oh yeah, that's me. Lol.
Thank you, Dolphin.
Okay, I'm good.
You saved us.
Okay, so we're
Okay,
playing devil's advocate here. We're gonna flip a coin. Whoever gets chosen.
I'll give you 1 copper coin for that scroll. Anyone who watched Avatar would get that reference.
Yep, that's a good show. I missed that show. That was a good one.
Oh yeah. So what's the topic? Or did I flip the coin already?
Flip the coin first.
We got a loony. Okay. Heads or tails?
I'll go with heads.
There we go. It's heads. Wait, no. That means you do it.
No, that means I won, and now I get to ask
No,
you what I want. Yes.
No, it means you won, so you have to. It landed on heads for you, so now you have to take.
Don't pull this bullshit Jedi mind trick on me.
That's actually what I thought. You want
No,
me to flip it again?
no, that doesn't make any sense.
No,
If I
you can't
won, if I guess correctly, why would I be
No,
punished?
it's like we're flipping to see who has to play devil's advocate, and it landed on yours, so that means you play devil's advocate.
Fine, sure.
He's running the math through his head right now.
It doesn't make sense, but I'll just let it happen.
Oh yeah? You want me to flip again? You want to do a reflip?
No, it's okay. It's alright. It's whatever.
Are you? No, I feel like we should do a reflip. I don't want it to be like this, man.
No, it's
Come
alright,
on.
Jordy. I understand.
No, I really want. I feel better if we did a reflip. How's this sound? All right, even compromise. All right, I'll give you it, except for we'll make it best out of 3.
A 3/5 compromise?
Yeah, so it's like you won that.
Oh,
flip,
you
but
didn't
if
get that joke. Fuck.
Wait, what?
I said a
What was the joke?
3/5 compromise.
I don't get it. No.
Back when America had slavery, they wanted to count slaves as part of the population. So for every 3 slaves, it would be 1 vote.
Damn, son, why'd you have to make this so dark?
Well, I mean,
The topic better not be about slavery.
defend why you want slavery. Go.
No, okay. No, we're not doing that one. Okay, so that was 1 flip. So if I win the other 2, that means you do it. But if I lose 1, then I play devil's advocate. All right, does that seem fair?
Sure.
Okay. All right, it hit me, so I don't know if it'll count, but I'll tell you anyways. It's tails. Okay. So this flip is the one. That one didn't even bounce. It landed on heads, so it's you. You won.
So that means I pick the topic now.
You pick the topic, and I go for devil's advocate on it.
Okay.
No slavery.
Alrighty. Okay. Here we go. Are you ready for this? Tell me why it would be a benefit to have a 3rd World War.
A benefit to a 3rd World War. A benefit to who?
That's for you to decide. You get to decide who benefits from it, who would lose from it, what would be the benefits, if there were some, would be the negatives.
Gotcha.
But fuck the negatives. You have to defend this. You want this 3rd World War.
Okay.
Defend it with your life, motherfucker.
Gotcha. Okay, and then your you're in the position of you want peace absolutely.
Peace, yeah.
So like really just articulate your position properly.
Yeah.
Just so I understand it.
Me, I'm the majority in this case, and I don't want to see innocent people.
Fuck that shit. No, we're not.
I don't want to see innocent people killed and mistreated.
Before you continue, you do not get to say, "Well, I'm the majority on this." So that
No, I said I'm the majority.
Oh, you're the majority. Okay, so I thought you said the majority. I'm like, listen, motherfucker, slavery was a majority at one point.
No, I'm the majority. I want world peace. I feel like if we got into a third world war, it would be complete and utter chaos, and the whole world would end.
Okay.
So I don't want it.
You're very much against war. Okay, and I am
Very pro-war.
Just define it a little more.
So words. You... Sam in the chat said, Brandon wins the argument. Shut up, Jordy. So you have to defend this war. You have to give me reasons why it would be a benefit to the world if we had one, and who it would benefit.
Who it would benefit and why it's a good thing.
Yes.
Okay, how do you want to start this?
You start.
I start?
Yeah.
Why do I start with opening statements? You know what? Let's flip for that. All right, only one flip.
Why are we flipping again?
Just one flip, okay? Your heads, I'm assuming. All right, so whoever gets it gets to choose, all right? Here we go. I hit my knee, but that's fine. It's tails. You start, motherfucker.
I don't trust that bullshit. That's some sneaky government shit that you're trying to pull. Telling me what actually happened behind the closed doors.
The flip? You want me to live stream the flip?
Yeah, motherfucker. Hold up. I can get a real wheel in here to decide.
Come on, man. Are you questioning my honesty? Are you calling me a liar? You call me a liar.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to lie for this anyways, so that's actually a good thing.
Hold on.
I mean, yeah, here's the thing. If I was a liar, why would I allow you to play I would just say, oh, it's tails 3 times or 2 times, and then you'd have to play devil's advocate. You see where I'm going? I have a trustworthy record. I think you just don't want to go first.
No, hold on. Hold on. Just keep an eye on that live stream there, buddy.
What was the live stream? What's
Don't
going
worry.
on with it?
You'll see in just a second here.
All right, very well. You're only bringing this up for a second, right? And then you'll put it back to normal.
I'm gonna get rid of it.
That is good. That is very good.
Oh shit.
So, just real quick, the thing in the bottom corner, is that our views in the live stream, the red thing? Like, okay.
Yeah, current live viewers.
That's cool. It's really blurry. Maybe if I make it bigger. No, it's still... What is it supposed to be?
That's a YouTube symbol.
But why does it have, like, ears? You see that?
What?
It has, like, ears coming off of it. Yeah, I see, like, it says YouTube, but it has, like, 2 little dashes coming off at the top.
No, it's you and then tube.
Yeah, I see the YouTube.
Wet Yoga has just subscribed. Here, I'll make it bigger for you.
Just a little. Damn, this wheel is strange because it's... Wait, isn't this the wheel for later?
No. No, this is a different wheel.
Okay, I thought you were going to spoil that wheel. Oh yeah, by the way, I spoiled it. There's going to be a wheel later. Oh, okay, I get it. So it's you up top and then tube at the bottom. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you to Wet Yoga for the sub.
Thank you. Whoever Wet Yoga is. Oh yeah, by the way, Sam, you play
Name
cards
coin cast today. Jordy flips a coin every 3 seconds. Alrighty, alright. You ready for this spin, Jords?
Oh, I'm ready.
Alrighty. You asked for this.
Of course, you're gonna find out what it is first.
Here, I'll wait till it comes on the screen just for you.
Okay, so you're not even gonna look at it. It's,
I'm
okay,
watching it.
You're watching the stream. Okay, we're gonna find out when the people find out, but they won't see our reaction until much later. So they'll in their eyes know before us.
I don't know if it actually went. That's my only thing. It could be Wargame, but I wouldn't know.
Hey, thanks, Sam. Yeah, I obviously knew you were wet yoga. I just was making a joke. Yeah, what I was saying before is, wait, is the stream, okay, good, it's still going.
For some reason, it's not working.
Yeah. Yeah, Sam, if you play your cards right, you know, you might be a third member, you know, you might be one of our guests. Could be the next stream. Who knows? How long have we been going for?
It's been currently 2 hours.
Damn, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, maybe this wheel is not going to spin.
You see, man, the coin never lies.
Shut the fuck up with the coin.
The coin never lies. Only I lie about what the coin says.
Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. Alrighty, so I'm going to
I
leave.
forgot. Yeah. No, sorry. Go ahead.
Sam
What?
said you guys wouldn't have to contact my agent. I bring a minimum of 1 million views to any podcast I'm featured on. We'll contact your agent at 1-800-gotretards.com just for you, Sam. And introducing to the stream, Sam the Savage.
Yeah, we're gonna roll out the red carpet for him.
Okay. Ready? I'm gonna come back. I'm not gonna look at it until we see it on the stream. Okay.
Okay, I'm watching the stream right now. It's 11 seconds. So
Whatever
it
it shows up on, whatever it appears on, is what it is.
Okay, that's fine. Wait, the wheel went away.
Yes, it's supposed to.
Okay.
Oh. It already came up for me. Whatever the wheel comes up on.
Oh, so it just came up as on me?
Yeah.
So that means I win.
No, that means you go first.
No, you're not doing
No,
that.
because it's selecting who goes first.
No,
The coin
no,
is different. The coin is different. If
very-
I guess heads,
no,
then
no,
that means
no,
I
no,
win.
You son of a bitch. I said
This is 100% logic.
Whoever it lands, I said whoever it lands on gets to choose. That's what I said. That's what I said.
Fucking bullshit.
I get to choose. All right.
Fuck.
Final.
You make no sense.
That I'm following your logic with the coin, Brandon.
The logic with the coin is if I guess heads and it is heads, that means I win. I choose what happens. When you're spinning
and
on a
what-
wheel, if it's you, that means you
It's
suck.
for the wheel. If it lands on me, then I get to choose. Okay. What are we gonna choose on again? What was I completely forgot. What were we choosing?
Okay, alright. Okay, I'll go first. Fuck it. Fuck you. You're an
Yeah.
asshole.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, I got it.
Okay,
World
so
War III. That's right.
World War III, ladies and gentlemen. Do we want it? I don't. This will bring nothing but the end of the world. Nuclear weapons will be displaced amongst the whole entire world. We will be engulfed
complete
by
lies,
nuclear
lies.
fallout. Innocents will die. Mothers, children, all of them. Our friends and family will be sent across the seas to countries that we have no right for and no thought. They will just perish for nothing but greed of the government. I don't want this. I want peace. Nothing will bring this world to peace except these big, hungry, business-mongering countries. But all they want is war, because war produces money. And if war takes place, it will be the last war. And the last war will be the doom of us all. Because World War II, we almost used them. We did use them. We killed a lot of people. You know? And it was bad. And eventually, it could have been turned on us. Same with the Cold War. The world almost was destroyed. Could we let that happen again? No. So there cannot be a third war. And I leave it to you,
done
Jordy.
yet? Okay.
Bitch.
Okay, so I noticed you brought up the fact that we use nuclear weapons on Japan. Well, many more people would have died in the invasion of Japan
You're damn
if it
right
wasn't
about
for the
that.
nuclear weapons. Yeah, I mean,
Fuck
so
them motherfuckers.
there you go. So it's clear that certain circumstances, nuclear weapons are necessary. All right. It's the only problem is that our enemies have nukes. You see, that's the problem. We need to make it. We need to somehow convert these countries into capitalist societies. And if they don't want to do it, we'll force them into it. All right. And the ones with nukes, that's just another obstacle in the way. Listen, man, we need to take their nukes away somehow through coercion or through war. We need to get rid of their nukes. You know, they may try and fire it. That's why I think anti-missile defense. We invest huge amounts of money into anti-missile defense. Stop these nukes from hitting us. Only hit them. Destroy our enemies. Convert or die. They deserve it. If they don't accept our ideas, they have the wrong idea.
I feel like you defended that horribly.
Did I? Did I? Okay. What was wrong with my position?
So you were supposed to defend the war, all out fucking chaos, destruction amongst countries.
Okay, you didn't make that clear. I mean, what am I defending? Am I defending just endless
like the
suffering
war
of
already
people, or
happened. It's happening, like about to happen. Like it's like on the
sorry.
complete verge.
So,
Take
well,
their
I mean,
nukes, he said.
I thought it was just supporting, like, going to
Try
war
it,
against other
bitch.
countries.
I'm sorry.
So
Sam.
wait, I just didn't understand what my position was because you clearly explained it improperly.
No, I did not. I said you
Okay,
have to defend a war, not what would happen. What would you do during the war?
I thought he was defending war itself, like the concept of war itself against.
No, you're defending why the war should exist.
Oh,
And I'm
why
I
we should go to
defended
war.
why it shouldn't exist.
Oh, I see.
Jordan.
Listen, man, I didn't understand the scenario. Okay,
I'll let you have a
understand
restart.
I didn't understand the position that you forced upon me.
Yeah, because this is devil's advocate. Because
Okay.
I know that you don't want a third world war. I don't really either.
No, shut up. I do, obviously, Brandon. How dare you? How dare you? It's unnecessary evil that has to occur. All right, it's imminent and it's going to happen. All right, and if it doesn't happen, the scenario will be far worse. All right, it'll be slowly infesting our culture with terrible ideas. All right, it's going to happen slowly over time. Stop making those faces. It's going to happen slowly over time. People will come in and indoctrinate our society with terrible ideas of marriage being legal, or or women's rights, just terrible ideas. Women's suffrage should not occur. It's like, it was a horrible idea. Just like these awful ideas need to be kept from our country, just stripped. But there's other countries who think those are good ideas. Those are what I call evil countries.
Oh my God, here he is.
So it's not only that World War III is a necessary evil, it's a necessary good. It has to happen for our society to succeed. And also, I am a government official who's going to get a shit ton of money from this war.
I'm done.
You're done? That's it? I win?
You definitely don't win, motherfucker. I win it.
What do you mean you win? You haven't even told me why I'm wrong.
Because, okay, you're wrong in the fact that you're a bitch. You're scared of peace.
I'm scared of
You're
peace.
Scared
You're scared of war. You coward.
Oh, I'm not scared of war.
Back.
I'll kill a motherfucker if I got to.
Well, I mean, you just said you didn't want to see, the nuclear bomb. You're clearly scared of nukes.
I'm not scared of nukes.
All right, I'm a man.
Bitch,
all right,
boy.
Listen, all right, I'm a man. All right, I got a Fallout shout on my own. Want to see those nukes fly across the sky? Boom, hit us. All the ugly people are dead. I survive. I am the one who survives. It's like, you ever play the game Fallout?
Yeah.
Fallout 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. It's super cool, man. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, no. Because in times of peace, I'm gonna kick your motherfucking ass.
Mm-hmm.
Alright? I ain't scared of nothing.
Yeah. But so you would even say that you're going to war with me?
No. No. Because in times of peace, I'm allowed to kick the ass of whomever I choose.
Yes, it's peace as far as political governments are concerned, but as far as your relationship and my relationship, you are essentially going to war.
Constant turmoil, but not war. You can have a constant turmoil and have no war, Jordan.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, what do you define as constant turmoil?
You and I may never agree, but one thing I am for certain: we need peace amongst all nations, near and far. Never give up, never surrender.
And one thing I am certain about is that you are a bitch, Brandon.
Well, if I'm your bitch, call me daddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck you like one. I'm gonna fuck you with those nukes.
What the fuck? All right. So
I think it's over.
We're gonna go right into our current event for today.
Keep in mind, I'm totally against most wars unless our country is under attack. That's my actual position.
I'm for fucking up whoever fucks with me. But
also, yeah, women's suffrage is a great thing. I have some thoughts on that.
He just has to point it out there.
Figure I have to point that out, and slavery is totally a-okay. Just so long as it's not just black people. Yeah, that's the problem.
Oh my god. Oh man.
Okay, so after that travesty is over, what's next on the to-do list, Brandon?
Oh, do you want to know?
I do want to know.
Okay, so we're going on our current event topic. Okay. Recently, it was released that Trump says U.S. is striking Syria over its use of chemical weapons.
That's not good. not good.
I'll just read out this article from USA Today. I'll link it
Well, I
in
mean,
the
I
chat.
don't want to rehash our test stream, you know?
Well,
You know what I'm
no,
saying?
I know,
Because
but
we
this is
kinda
like
talked
this
about
was
this.
just 2 hours ago.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna. Okay.
I mean,
Why don't
I'm
you just-
like I just want to see what's going on. I mean, it's
Being a mom
part
means
of
I
our.
notice everything, like
It
when he's
was,
falling
yeah.
behind in height and weight. So my pediatrician.
Fuck you. Alrighty. I'm gonna link the article in chat real quick. Oop. So everybody can.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Brandon. There's something different in my background. I changed over the water break. Did you notice it?
No. What?
You looking right now? There's something different I changed in my
the
background.
fucking lava lamp. Actually, Sam,
No.
there is talks between Conor McGregor and
I didn't
Mayweather
change the
doing a
lava lamp.
UFC fight in the future. That was a legit thing that there might
Wait.
be.
Wait, who?
Conor McGregor and Mayweather will do a UFC fight. They did a boxing fight. McGregor lost, obviously, because he's not just a boxer. But a
think I heard
UFC
something
fight's going to
about
be
that.
different.
That should be interesting.
That'll be fucking hype as shit.
I've heard like maybe like a 2-minute conversation on a much shittier podcast than ours.
Fuck yeah, this is the best podcast ever.
Yeah.
Fuck everybody else.
Yeah, and if anyone else thinks differently, then you can go right ahead and like, comment, and subscribe.
Fuck yeah, Sam. Sam's gonna be our MMA guy.
Ooh,
He'll
oh
come
yeah.
in, give us an MMA news article, and then we'll fucking kick his ass off.
Yeah, with our sick MMA boxing moves. Yeah. Anyways, oh, dolphin. No, I don't.
This is pretty juicy.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone realizes what I changed, I mean, I guess they could just go back in the stream and look what was different.
I already said what it was.
No, it wasn't the lava lamp. The lava lamp stayed put. I mean, I guess it's moving technically, but I mean, it stayed
It was
there.
not always there.
It was there since the very beginning, Brandon. If you're just noticing it now,
Oh yeah, that it was. Shut up. You're a bitch.
No, I'll tell you what it is.
No,
added
I
my
can
other
figure it out.
Painting.
What about it?
Yeah, what about it?
Oh, the blue one.
Yeah, I added it.
Why?
I don't know. Just because you're criticizing this one, so I thought I'd bring an actual good painting, you know? Look at that shade, and I'll do this just to trigger Sam a little bit.
Yeah, I think if Mayweather does fight McGregor in a UFC shit, that's gonna be a lot different.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a lot better too.
yeah. Just gonna angle that so it's clearly
Fuck that book.
legible. Fuck that book. Yeah, fuck that book. I'm gonna put this book back in front.
Yeah, yeah. Don't
Yeah,
know what book
yeah.
that is, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You know what book this is? This is a series of unfortunate events, a slippery slope. It's the 10th one. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, this painting. Let's go back to painting talk. I like this painting. It was the first one I did, and it's got some nice clouds up there and some pretty nice mountains. I like how I did the lighting in the mountains.
Oh yeah, it's very beautiful.
Yeah, and then there's some nice lighting going down right there from the sun. The problem is, if you probably can't see it, but there's a little part in the corner there, not this, but a little part in the corner there where I used a different type of paint.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like it's a different color, like it's a sort of this is sort of a dark blue, and this is sort of like a teal. That was a mistake. That's okay though. And then I added a little canoe, which has a bit of a reflection on it, but it could be just a blood stain in the water.
Oh yeah, very
Oh,
nice,
shoot.
very nice, Jordan. Oh, shit. So yeah, reading this article, basically, Trump said that we're going to attack Syria. Oh shit, Jordy's gone. Alright, rip. That we're going to attack Syria, and Russia is not Syria. Yeah, Syria. And Russia is going to defend them. So, quote from them is, if there is a U.S. missile attack, we, in line with both Putin and Russia's chief of staff remarks, will shoot down U.S. rockets and even the sources that launched the missiles. Crazy shit. Crazy shit's going down, Jordy. So I'll repeat that for you.
I did apologize for that. It's all good now.
Yeah. So, like I said,
Yes.
That fuck. Okay, so
What's going on?
that we're going to attack Syria. Like, we're
Yeah.
gonna bomb it, whatever. And Russia warns that if we attack Syria, that they will destroy our missile and attack what released it, essentially. So
Yeah. I mean, I somewhat made it very badly articulately clear in our test stream, which you should totally not watch because is absolute shit.
yeah, our test stream was kind
And
of
I'm not just saying that, to goof on you. It was pretty bad. Like the first part of it, we just like watched a video for the first 40 minutes, and then like the last quarter of it was was like Brandon's mute was muted for the entire thing. So it was pretty garbage. I mean, you can check it out if you want some cringeworthy shit. I don't know. It's not good though.
But if
This is better.
Russia
This is much
does
better.
defend Syria, that could be pretty big.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
This,
Samsung.
this is what spooked me so much, Brandon. I mean, it's just like I'm not looking forward to war. It doesn't seem like a good idea. It's like Trump, one of the things he defended so much was like back in 2014 was how bad the war in Syria was just in the Middle East in general, and how we should pull out. And now he's in office and he's saying, yeah, let's bomb the shit out of them. It's like,
Cuando decidimos
you're just
elaborar
going
una
right
cerveza
back in.
light,
There aren't,
enfrentamos el momento de la
it's
verdad.
like I said
Elegir.
this before, but like every president is acting like General Eisenhower, just it's in as far as war is concerned, it's like maybe we cut back on the war, maybe just maybe not even no war. How about just not an extra war?
This
Is that
endangered
too much to
species
ask?
is getting
Wait, they already ordered the attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long ago?
Wow. This is crazy. Literally Friday night.
Friday night. Wow. So that's tonight, yeah.
Said he ordered precision missile strikes against the regime of Syrian dictator Assad Friday night in coordination attack with the UK and French allies.
Mm-hmm. And like the problem with this is like Assad is, it was one thing when we were going to fight against ISIS because we're both Russia and the US are enemies of ISIS. ISIS doesn't help anyone. ISIS has been defeated pretty much. I mean, there's some, lone wolves who still think the ISIS ideology is good, but as far as the ISIS territory, it's almost been destroyed. Like there's some pockets in like the desert who still continue to fight, but they don't I don't believe they control any major cities anymore. Do you know about that?
What? Say that again?
ISIS, do they control any major cities?
I don't think so. I think they were pretty much fucking wiped out.
I think they're just like small pockets in the desert of Syria and Iraq left of them. But I mean, this is the Assad government, and this is different because Assad is allies with Russia. And you might say like, oh, Assad's not a good person. It's like, most of the people in the Middle East are not good people. Most of the let me rephrase. Most of the leaders in the Middle East are not good people. I'm sure there's many good individuals in the Middle East, but most of the leaders are pretty awful, and Assad is certainly not the worst, you know?
Yeah. But Trump says this is in retaliation for Assad allegedly
chemically bombing
40 men, women, and children in a chemical attack.
Yes. So,
which
like,
I mean is not okay. It's against, you know.
Yeah. But here's the thing. All right, Assad had won against the rebels. Like there's ISIS.
Well,
and
yeah.
I just want to clarify for everyone. There's ISIS. All right. Then there's the Assad government. Then there's the Kurds who live up in the north. They're, if you want to know about the Kurds, they're like very good secular people who, you know, they even let all women into their armies. You know, women don't have to walk around with veils in the Kurds. If anyone in this area you should be rooting for, it's certainly the Kurds.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not proclaiming that I'm a moral person because I stand with the Kurds. You know, it's like, no, it's just like they're, but it's like they are certainly probably would jive with most people's moral values. And, you know, then there's two other terrorist groups, which are called rebels, you know, to make them sound like it's, you know, related to Star Wars or something like that. You know, fighting against the evil Rajad government. Well, these people are, you know, they're pretty bad still. They're pretty bad terrorist organizations. The only reason the U.S. is funding them and funding the Kurds is because they're against the Assad government.
Means I notice
and essentially they were completely surrounded. They were like trapped in a city. Assad government had surrounded one of the rebel groups, and it was pretty much over for them. And now they're saying, oh, Assad bombed his own people. It's like, you think that's what happened? You think Assad bombed his own people when he had already won? No, it's what clearly happened was the U.S. was pulling out of there. The rebels or terrorists, whatever you want to call them, they realized, hey, you know, the U.S. is pulling out. We want to get them back in. So they bombed their own people and blamed it on Assad. You know, because it's like, why would Assad bomb his own people after he had already won?
Yeah.
Like, just thinking about vested interest, Assad gains nothing from it. And also, the U.S. comes back to attack his forces now. So it actually hurts him more. Like, maybe, yeah, sure, you could say he's fucking evil, maniacal monster, all right? Here's the thing, all right? There are evil people, all right, who are in power in many parts of the world, but there are not evil, stupid people. You know, people think that evil is, you know, they have to be crazy. No, there's evil people in the world who control governments, but they're not stupid. And, you know, he wouldn't bomb his own, even if he really hated his own people, he wouldn't chemically bomb them because he would know that the U.S. would come back in. However, the terrorists or rebels, they have a very clear interest in bombing their own people. I guess, you know, they live in the area. They're bombing civilians because it's like, well, this gets the U.S. back into the war and this helps our cause. So, I mean, like, my opinion is that, you know, U.S. should have just gotten out of this war, just pulled back and said, Syria is not our business. You know, if Israel wants to fight a war, that's Israel's business. If Saudi Arabia wants to fight a war, that's their business. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I mean,
what do you think, Brandon?
I think
It's okay if you don't know.
I mean, here's the thing. Good guy, bad guy, whatever. It's claimed that the French president claims that he has proof, like they have proof that he did do it.
What would be the motivation of him doing it, though? Because
why the fuck not?
No, but it it actually hurts him by chemically bombing his own people, not at least because, he's bombing his own people, but the fact that, and, how is his soldiers going to feel about, their wives and children being bombed? They're not going to like that. So even if he hates humanity, which I don't know if he does, but even if that's the case, it doesn't benefit him, personally, and it doesn't benefit him because it gets the U.S. back involved fighting him. The greatest power on earth fighting you is like, that's something you want to avoid at all costs, even if you are an evil psychopath. So
yeah,
I just don't understand the motivations behind why he would bomb his own people. And it seems a lot more likely that these rebel terrorists were the ones responsible, and there's good motive for it. And I don't know. I mean, if you don't have a lot of thoughts on this, we can move on, but...
Yeah, I mean... I think even though I mean, we don't know that, and that's the thing that I was talking about yesterday, is we don't know why he would have done it, but it did happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And
wait, say that again real quick. Sorry, I was just
I said, we don't know what happened, but it did happen.
Mm-hmm.
And if our allies are saying that they have evidence that he did do this, sure, okay, so if he doesn't really have to have a reason. If he still thinks that there's somebody in there trying to kill him and his people or whatever, and he acts upon it, it's not like we're gonna know. We don't know what kind of intelligence he had to commit an attack like that.
Yeah.
And what Sam just said, he agreed that we shouldn't be the world's police, and I agree with that too. We shouldn't be the ones protecting everybody, but we're already in the mix. And like you said, it could bite us back later, and it really can. Like, if we just sit back and do nothing, and then we get attacked, it's going to be like, well, maybe we should have done something in the beginning.
Who's going to attack us? You think
anybody
Assad's
could?
Government? Well, yeah, but do you think Assad's government is going to attack us? That seems...
They could. Why not?
Because they don't have an advanced navy or air force.
Yeah, neither did the people who hijacked airplanes in 9/11.
Well, that's different. But
it's not different.
Those are individual terrorist groups. This is a nation.
Exactly. What do you think? That doesn't matter what it was. They can definitely send, if they really wanted to cause harm, they just have to send in a couple people to just do real damage.
And why would that benefit the Assad government?
Because they're attacking us.
No, but why
would
they attack us?
Then it wouldn't come back to bite him, because it'd all be under wraps. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just saying if we don't do something, something could happen.
Yeah, but what would benefit...
We're already in the middle of it.
What would benefit Assad from attacking us? With 9/11, it's clear what the benefit was. It's like it's terrorism. They want to instill fear. They hate us, and they hate our society because we do not... I don't want to get into that, but because it's a whole other thing. But, it's clear motivations of why the jihadists did that. Why the Assad government would attack America, I can't see a clear
well, even
motivation.
if they don't attack America, what if they attack outlying countries around them? What if they go up towards Europe?
Like Israel or something like that?
Yeah, that's a very strong possibility.
Yeah. I mean...
And there's a whole bunch of innocent people, and we have people in Israel. We have a lot of people in Israel. A lot of people go there for religious reasons,
Yeah.
And that's...
I mean, that's fair, but I mean, here's one of the things. First off, Israel has one of the strongest militaries in the region, and it actually won, like, what was it, the 7-Day War or something like that, against all the countries in that area, including like Egypt, Jordan, and Syria, and a few other small ones that I don't remember the names of, and they defeated all of them, and yet. And not only that, but they're our allies. So if they are attacked, then yes, that's absolutely a case where we should attack Syria. But if Syria is doing something with their own people, it's horrible. But, it's like, should we really go in there and say, hey, we're here to incite our morals onto your society? It's like, are we any better than the terrorists who said, we want our morals on your society and we're going to do violent things to your country?
Well, but I mean, that's the thing. He's gotten away with what he's already done. If he wants more power, and now he has Russia backing him like they say they're doing, what's to stop them from taking other countries? That's the thing. And the more they attack other countries and we're not doing something about it, the less likely are not as strong of allies are gonna leave and back them up, and then we have a whole giant Middle East conflict.
Yeah,
that we don't want again. It's not fun.
I hear you, but I hear you. But I think this is actually going to cause that, and not pulling out is the thing. I mean, I feel like what happened in Syria was mainly a civil war against the Assad government. That's what the rebels wanted. That's what ISIS wanted. The Kurds, they wanted just essentially liberation and to have their own state. And I think that's also what many of the rebels want. Like both the rebel groups, they want their own state to be carved out of Syria. But ISIS just wanted to take over all of Syria. Well, they wanted to take over the world essentially and convert it to their version of Islam. But yeah, and the Assad government is obviously against carving up their own state. So that's what the Assad government is fighting against. I'm not saying the Assad government is right, but I mean, they're not in the business of attacking other countries. And if they were, let's say they attacked Jordan or something, well, or they attacked like Egypt, even though that's pretty far away and that war would be unpractical. But let's say they attacked Jordan, wouldn't that war between them be between Jordan and Syria?
No, because that's not how it works in the world anymore, right?
Why do you say that?
Because that's what everybody signed up for. No one's allowed to just take over countries and bully them,
That's fair. But that only applies with our allies. And well, not necessarily. I guess that is a fair point. But my main point was that it's not a scenario where they are invading other countries. It's a scenario where they're they want liberation for their own state, certain people, and the government itself wants to keep its control. So I mean, it's not a civil war is not the same as two nations going to war. You see? I don't know.
Yeah, and that makes sense, but I just feel like even if they took over Jordan or whatever other territory, I feel like when does it stop?
Mm-hmm. But I mean, they haven't yet. They haven't attacked.
Well, I know, but see, that's the whole discussion is what ifs.
How's this sound?
The whole discussion is what ifs.
Okay, how's this sound? If they attack, well, I'm not saying I'm supporting or against this, but if they attack another nation and then we go in, that seems more reasonable than saying you're not running your country properly, so we're going to interfere.
I mean, maybe. I think the only other thing, I don't know. It's like it's a two-way thing that you can think about it, because I mean, if he really did gas his own people like that, chemically attack them,
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, something does probably have to be done, because I bet you it won't be the last time. It's not the first time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm personally, I don't think it did happen. I think, well, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I'm saying I don't think the Assad government is responsible. but I mean that might not be true. So who knows?
Well, I mean, because, but that's the thing.
But
Cause,
let me just make something else clear: is that there's horrible tragedies throughout the entire world committed not only by individuals but by governments. And you know, the U.S. isn't responsible for babysitting every single tragedy that happens, every single horror that every other government does, and saying you are not doing this properly. Even in
easy for him,
where it seems like, you know, from their perspective,
easy for you.
that it was the right thing to
Next
do.
card,
It
choose.
was the U.S.'s responsibility to say, nope, that was not correct according to us, so now we're going to attack. I mean, it just doesn't even seem practical for the U.S. to say, I'm going to come into every country that's not doing, every unstable country in the world, and I'm going to put my hands in that. And yeah, and it doesn't even seem like it works. You know, a lot of the time they overthrow an evil dictator, and then, you know, it's like, yes, he was bad, but he was keeping the region intact, and then it falls to chaos. That's what happened with, you know, Iraq.
yeah.
That's what happened with Afghanistan as well.
Yeah, I think it's just a big heapy mess anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's bad. It's bad news. It's not a good thing.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Either way, we'll just bomb the shit out of somebody. Fucking
as we always do.
Yep.
Yeah. The tried and true method.
Try
All right,
the American
anyways.
way.
Yeah.
Bomb
So,
the shit out of them until they give up.
Yeah.
Then we rule the world, and then we own Canada and enslave them. Canada's a bunch of bitches.
Oh damn! Sam's been messaging a lot of stuff, and we haven't even been paying attention to him.
Yeah, I have.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't have two monitors like you, so we can't all be so privileged.
Oh, whatever. Fucking Steam gift card overlord over here.
I'm not gonna show that shit.
But
Okay.
how do you guys have a strong military? I know it's not big, but not too well
Yeah, we do. We have. Wait, sorry. Say again.
I'm not too well versed in
Yeah,
Canadian
I mean,
military.
Yeah, we got a camo Jeep and a tarp, and two guys, and one flare gun.
Yeah, there's that story of that
No.
Canadian pilot who killed and raped women. That was real popular.
Yeah,
Sorry.
for a second I thought you were gonna say, yeah, there was that story of the Canadian pilot who shot down the Red Baron. I'm like, oh yeah, that's awesome. But then you had to go to like such a negative, like, yeah, there's like Canadian pilot who fucking killed, murdered, and raped, and tortured innocent baby children. You know, it's like, come on, man, give my fellow countrymen a break here. Damn, son.
You have,
Anyways, what-
as of 2017, 79,000 active personnel. You have 32,000 reserve personnel, and deployed personnel 1,700.
Yeah.
And let's go to America.
Let's go to the total population first of Canada.
Of Canada. It says, okay, this out of there are 6,600,033 males aged 17 to 49 fit for military service.
Yeah.
And there are 6 million females that are fit for military service.
Mhm.
There's 8 million males available and 7.7 million females available.
Mm.
But you only have 70, you have less, almost, you have 110 something thousand people
Deployed?
in the military.
Oh, in the military.
100,000, yeah. So let's go
Yeah.
to USA. I don't even know, honestly.
I mean, I think I heard somewhere that Canada has close to the population of California. I could be wrong about that, but that's what I heard.
Yeah. So we have active personnel is 1,281,000. That's just active, and then reserve personnel is 800,000. So we have basically 2 million people in our military.
Yeah. Okay.
Kind of confused. Confused.
This is very engaging. Oh, where's it? It's too bad.
It's funny though, because North Korea's numbers for their military is 1 million people active duty, but 6.3 million reserve. This is basically their whole population.
Yeah, it's pretty awful. Yeah, I mean, just to dunk my foot back into the conversation we had before, that's the one of the few places I'm tempted of like the U.S. intervening is North Korea and South Korea. I'm tempted. I'm not going to say I'm for or against it. I'm just tempted.
Yeah. South Korea has more, actually.
Yeah.
They have 8 million people in their military. Compared to North Korea's something else.
Although they have a higher population.
Well, yeah, that's basically it.
But don't they have a smaller standing army than North Korea?
Yes, barely. So we're ranked third for active personnel. The most active personnel. Not counting reserves.
What, the U.S.?
Yeah.
Who's number 2 and 1?
2 and 1, I bet you, is China and maybe India.
Yeah, probably India.
China with 2 million, obviously. And then, yeah, India.
Where's Palestine on there?
0.
0.
Duh. Why would you think?
I wish it said like 2.
1. Hold on, wait. Let me see the smallest. What is this number? Paramilitary 2 is also a big one for some countries. Let's see. There's this country. I don't even know where. Hold on.
Mauritius.
Mauritius? That country?
Mauritius?
Yes.
What about it?
Has a very small, funny-looking army.
Mauritius.
Funny looking.
Theirs is 0 active duty, 0 reserve, and 2,500 paramilitary.
Oh, that's neat. I think, which is it?
Luxembourg has 1,500 people in their military.
That's cool.
Libya has 0.
What is the country again? It's a South American country, or maybe it's a Central American country. It's Costa Rica, yeah, they I think they don't have any military at all. Check that
No,
for me.
they have a paramilitary.
Okay. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's. I don't remember. It's one of those South American countries that decided to disband their whole military.
Haiti has 120 in their military.
Who's going to invade that country? I was about to say that shithole.
Oh my God, Jordy. Rip. Oh my God, I don't even know what this is. What the fuck?
Ooh, that one right there. Is it going to go up or down? Is it big enough to go up? Oh, it is. It's going up.
Seychelles.
Seychelles?
Oh, it's not going to make it to the top.
Another
No.
African country?
It's going back down. Look at that glob. It's going back down.
Oh, rip, Jordy. Seychelles.
Yeah, it's always those like second globs. You know, you always like the big glob goes up, and then it's like the little trail glob. You always hope that one makes it up too, but most of the time they don't.
You're so stupid. This is interesting.
Dude, this is the best $40 I ever spent.
Oh, poor Jordan.
Let's bring that thing a little closer. Ooh, it's hot.
Iceland has 250, which is just their Coast Guard.
Just the Coast Guard.
Iceland is the only NATO member which maintains no standing army.
Damn. What about Greenland?
Let's see.
I mean, that's got like even smaller population. Or is it, no? Isn't Greenland a part of another country?
Yeah,
It's
yeah, it is.
Finland, or yeah, that's right. It's not actually like a part of it, but it's like a.
I forget what it is.
I think it's similar to like a colony, but not in the. It's different. There's something different about it. Yeah.
It is Danish.
Danish. Damn.
This is interesting. But yeah, who knows?
Isn't-
Shit's gonna go down. Canada can't help us out much. They got
We-
about
we can-
5 maple
Hey, man.
leaf tree cutters.
Oh yeah, those lumberjacks. You know, you deprive them of their maple syrup and donuts, and
They'll fuck you up, eh?
they'll fucking destroy you and say sorry afterwards.
Sorry. Okay, so historical topic. Something in history, Jordan.
Oh, I'm supposed to come up with it?
No, you don't have to. It was just
Okay. How far back in history?
whatever you want to pick.
Yeah.
It can be literally about anything.
Why don't we take a suggestion from whoever's going to message me next?
Oh God.
Yeah. Or, message Brandon. How about if anyone's still watching? Oh, yeah, we still got 5 years. One of them being me and one of them being you. Oh, no, actually, I don't think it counts because you're on the main account.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I think I got a message, but I don't know.
I don't know.
How about this? We'll talk about the first global superpower.
I guess the Persian Empire would be the first. I mean, what do you mean by global? Like,
Well, yeah, I guess I can't say global. First superpower.
yeah, I'd say there's probably like there were other empires before it, but I mean the Persian Empire was certainly the really, as far as really big empires go, that was one of the first, I think. So
well, actually, no. Haha. It was a trick question, Jordy.
What's that supposed to be?
The first superpower was Great Britain because it wasn't a term described until World War II.
You.
Got wrecked. Is great
Yeah,
power is the correct wording.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Man, I'm no history buff.
Oh, I love history.
Yeah, I do like history. I just don't know enough about it. You know.
My favorite history is Roman history.
Yeah, Roman history is pretty good. Are you more of an Eastern Rome or Western Rome kind of guy?
Before it split Rome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm more of a Byzantine man myself, you know.
Or a pussy. A runaway bitch. I'm more of a Julius Caesar.
Yeah, he's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also, I think my favorite history is always about war. So.
Yeah, I mean that's what it seems to focus on a lot.
Yeah. Because there's more, not excitement, but
changing of territory.
Yeah, there's a lot more details, and you can really follow how it progresses compared to just fucking one day somebody's here. Oh, now they're over here. But I like seeing the progression, and you can see it better through war because that's the point of war. But
I think one.
What?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
One of the things I like so much about Jordan Peterson is he talks a lot about, when he talks about history, you know, he says that it's like, it's not about just remembering like facts, dates, and times. It's more about understanding the motivation of the people at the time and why they thought the way they did, you know?
Yeah,
and it's like, it's not only just, but it's not just to read history as a blind spectator who's like just completely negated. It's about like putting yourselves in the shoes of the people who are there. You know, it's like, who are you going to put yourselves in the shoes of? The victims of a horrible tragedy? Well, I mean, it's not good because then you have to be a victim. But then putting it as the villain, you know, it's like the perpetrator. It's much worse, but it's like, it's necessary if you want to fully understand it, you know. And I don't know. I just like Jordan Peterson a lot. I bought his book, so I mean.
Well, that would definitely make sense there, Jordan.
That's what I was showing off before.
I know. I saw it in the back there, behind the bullshit. Hold on. I'm just doing something as of right now.
Yeah, so what's are we gonna continue talking about this, or are we gonna move on to the next topic?
Well, the next topic is the Wheel of Chances.
And then after that's the
closing topics.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, do you want to move on, or do you want to keep talking about history?
I think we could probably next podcast we could probably pick more specific things to talk about.
Yeah, that seems that'd be a reasonable idea.
Yeah. I am just.
Let's go to the wheel.
Oh yes.
Ooh. Folks at home, you're gonna really want to listen up for this. You know, Brandon worked pretty hard for it. It's gonna be good. I'm gonna assume this is gonna be really good. I don't know much about it, but I've only heard good things. Am I overhyping you too much?
Probably. Alrighty, so
Okay, you're gonna be super disappointed. This isn't anything special at all. In fact, just leave now.
alrighty, so this is what's gonna happen, okay, Jorts? There are 6 choices. Okay.
Okay.
That can
And only
oh,
and only one of them will save your life, and the others. This is a jigsaw puzzle.
hold on.
Okay, 6 choices. What do you mean? Like 6 outcomes for the wheel, or?
Okay, so there are 6 options. You will either have to dab on stream, eat a
I
tissue,
already did that. Eat a tissue. Come on, man. Come on, I already did that.
make a poem.
Wait,
A
why is
small
this
one.
only for me?
No,
This is
no,
like-
this is like we both spin.
Oh, okay. Make a poem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a small one. Slap yourself in the face.
Hmm.
Tell the other that they're the best and you love them. And the last one, and the worst of all, eat a raw egg.
Son, I'm not creative enough to write a poem.
So this is how it's gonna work.
You're right. Fuck me, man. I can't do. That's too gross. No. Why have you done this to us, Brandon?
Okay. I hope we're live.
We are. Yeah, you've been muted this whole time. We gotta cancel the
Fuck up.
stream right now. I'll just listen to make sure.
Okay. I'm gonna make this just a little bit
Yeah,
bigger.
you're still good. I see the wheel in the stream. That's pretty cool. Wait, why is the I see? What is the? Was that the wheel? Like eat a
There's
raw
only
egg is
2
called-
eat a raw egg. Hold on, I'm gonna change this up a little bit.
They're the only big ones though.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that.
Yeah, you got to make those ones small. I can't even read it. It's so hard to see on the stream. Like, it's really tough to tell. You'll just have to tell us what it is.
What do you mean?
I'm looking at the stream and you just can't read the letters. You know, it's like it's so
Put
blurry.
it in full screen. I can see it.
Full screen? No, even then, you can sort of. Maybe I'll just up the quality of the stream. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it's at 240.
What the fuck? I have we've been streaming at 1080 60 frames per second.
No, but I just put it on auto and it's automatically set to 240 for me.
Oh my lord.
I'll put it up to 480. Just refreshing.
Alrighty.
Okay, now I can read it.
So I'm gonna
Wait,
spin
eat a
this
raw
wheel.
egg- Eat a raw egg is still the big ones though.
Oh, hold on. Let me refresh.
Or maybe I'm mistaken.
No.
No, eat a raw egg is still big ones.
Yeah, I just changed it. I just fixed it.
Mhm, so it should change on the stream.
Spin the wheel. All right. Whenever you see it, I'll.
Hang on. Oh,
Yeah.
it's changing. Here we go. Here we go. And wait, so you're gonna watch it on the stream, right?
Yeah. I'm watching it on the stream right now on my
Oh,
phone.
hey, wait, hang on. Who are we going for first?
Okay, we'll go Jordy first. Okay. Spinning the wheel.
You know. All right. Here we go.
I don't know if anything happened.
I'm scared.
I don't think anything happened.
Yeah, I don't think it's fun.
I don't know why it's not
Damn it.
working.
it's not spinning. What's going on with the animation?
Well, it's not even selecting anything either.
Mm-hmm. Unless it just conveniently landed on the same spot it was at before.
Yeah, right. Alright, so we'll just do the same thing that we did last time. I'll change it. It'll randomly pop up, and it'll select whatever random option it is. Like that one was, it landed on,
Doesn't count, by the way. Doesn't count.
no, it does not. It landed on eat a raw egg.
Are you serious? Oh, thank God it doesn't count.
Alright, are you ready, Jordan?
Wait, did you just make that up, or did it actually
No,
land on
that actually happened.
Damn, son, I dodged a bullet there.
Okay, this is you.
Okay,
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Here we go.
Alright, in 3, 2, 1. I'm watching the stream, I'm not even looking at it.
I'm watching the stream too.
And you got...
Wait for it. Here it comes. It's in the middle. What is that?
Make a poem.
Fuck, this was the one I didn't want. Damn it.
You wanted to eat a raw egg? It just has to be a 2-line poem about
Okay.
whatever you want.
No, give me a topic.
Okay, flowers.
Flowers. Flowers are so nice. They make me want to...
What the fuck, Jordy?
Flowers are pretty neat. They make me want to
Eat feet.
eat feet. Flowers are so fine. They look just so divine.
Oh, there you go. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, alright, my turn.
Yeah. Here comes rotten egg. Oh no, it's not a rotten egg. It's just a raw egg. I think that's the only one. Well, that one and the last one are the only ones that aren't physical.
Oh, I gotta eat a tissue.
Damn, son! Now I get to watch you.
All right.
Just so you know, I
I'm
did
gonna
have
go
to
get
do
a
this
tissue.
once. When me and yeah, I'll tell it. So I'll keep them entertained. Yeah, I did have to eat a raw egg, a tissue. Me and Brandon were playing a game on Tabletop Simulator, and one of the board rules was eat a whole tissue, and I did it, and it was fairly dry, and it's no water either. This is not fun. Oh, cool. Yeah, so maybe I'll talk about, oh, he's back.
Alrighty. Alright, you
Don't
ready?
ever leave me again. I can't handle this on my own. I see it. That's a small-ass tissue, man. I ate one, like, so much bigger. That's a...
You ate the
piece
whole
of
thing?
toilet-
You did not eat the whole thing.
I did eat the whole thing.
Fine. I'll be
Trying to-
back.
He's trying to cheat on me, you know, just come in with this fake-ass one-ply toilet paper thinking he's a big shot. He eats the whole thing.
I don't have any more tissues. All I have
man.
is toilet
You-
paper.
Okay, that seems like enough. Maybe just eat the one big piece, not the smaller one. Oh damn. Good luck. Good luck getting that down.
See, the thing you don't know, Jory,
Hmm.
I used to eat paper.
Oh yeah, I did too.
You know, I
When
mean,
I
I
was
eat
young.
paper all the time.
All the time? Why?
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was a little kid, I used to like chew on paper, but I didn't swallow too much. But I did something weird. I ate like coins a couple times. I just ate a couple
No,
coins.
that's just retarded.
Hey man, it made me rich. That's why I'm so sweet. Damn son, he did it.
And Sam coming in saying, Jordy, flip a coin to see if Kraken will die from that paper.
I threw away my loony. One sec, I gotta get another.
Bitch, I'll eat more.
You eat more.
Don't try me, bitch.
Okay, guess what? We're moving up in the world.
Sam,
Because I got a toonie this time.
okay,
Here we go.
before he flips the coin, Sam, pick something else that has to go on the wheel. We're keeping the raw egg. We're keeping the tell the other that they are the best and slap to your face and dab. We are keeping dab,
Son.
slap yourself in the face, tell the other they are the best, and eat a raw egg.
Dude,
So-
if I get slapped myself in the face, I'm gonna make sure it's like really
Good.
hard. Like
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not gonna do like a little. Ow!
Oh
it
yeah,
really
I'm gonna
hurt. I
slap the
did it.
fuck out of my
It's gonna
face.
be like it's gonna be one where it's like I take off the headphones, you know, remove the ring. It's kind of like something like
fucking
that.
dramatic.
Mhm.
So we'll
Like,
take
you know,
one from
get
Sam,
knocked out of
one
my own
option to
chair.
put on the wheel from Sam,
Mhm.
and then
That'll be good.
we'll add
And
one more.
one other from someone else or our own genius. Yeah. Okay. Wait. So am I flipping now?
Yep, go ahead.
3, 2. Wait. Which one's which?
What do you mean?
Always gotta remember.
Okay,
gonna-
so
which one's
I
die?
pick.
I think I think I'll pick heads. You keep your heads. Tails.
Okay, if it's
you have-
heads, then I
it's-
die.
Yeah. No, if it's heads, you vomit it up. If it's tails, you get the terrible diarrhea.
Okay,
All right, here we go. It fell right off the other end of my desk. Where did it go? It's I can't even. Is that
dick
is that
shot.
a-
Dick shot.
Damn son. Is that a bear or a face? It's terrible diarrhea. Good luck.
Not bad. Not bad. Okay, so Sam said we have to add. Someone has to do the Fortnite Boogie Down challenge.
Oh, like the little dance, like the clap and then you dance. Damn.
Why?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think we should add that one. You seem less enthused about it. You hate Fortnite that badly? Brandon, you're muted. Oh shit.
Okay. So yeah, Nina just got back again. So okay, so we have that. We'll add the Fortnite Boogie Challenge to that. And then we'll add another one later, so we'll take off eat a tissue. And then
Yeah,
we'll add eat
And the poem you take off as well.
boogie down.
Dance from Fortnite.
Yeah, well, obviously, but
Yeah.
and then make a poem. We'll do.
I didn't tell you this, but you want me to tell the story about this ring? It's not too long. It's pretty.
Yeah, sure. And then the next one is write a song.
Write a song. Come on, man. Poem was hard enough.
It can't be good like easy stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, damn it. Okay. Yeah. So this ring. I was just walking along, saw this cave, went inside, and there was this weird meth addict who wanted to play a game like where we tell each other riddles. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, I got this for my last birthday. It's just a little ring with a little blue gem inside.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, and it used to be my grandfather's on my mom's side. Used to be his Freemason ring.
Ooh.
Yeah, he was a Freemason. Yeah, and it had like a little Freemason symbol, and it was taken out, and now there's a little gem now.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Because
both
you're
my.
not a Freemason and you can't be an imposter.
Sorry, say again. Not a
I said
Freemason.
because you're not a Freemason and you can't be an imposter.
I mean, I could have wore the ring. What the fuck would they have done?
Killed you and murdered you in your sleep.
Oh yeah, kidnapped me. Yeah, I mean, both my grandparents were part of the
Illuminati.
Freemasons. Oh yeah, oh yeah. My other grandfather, not the one that had this ring, but my other grandfather, he was really big into it. He was like the lodge leader of Alberta at one point,
That's pretty big.
which is
That's pretty big.
yeah, that's pretty good. That's like
President of the United States.
yeah, pretty much. It's a big deal.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Well, this has been the first podcast of Kraken and Cactus. Brandon enjoyed it.
It went pretty well, I have to say. How long did we go for?
Let's see.
It's got to be like 3 hours, right?
No, 5.
5?
Almost.
Dude, 5
No,
hours?
4 hours.
What?
4 hours. 4 hours.
Come on.
4 hours.
It's like what is
We
it,
started
like
at
4?
like 8:30, and it's 12:30 now.
No, we started at 8:30 my time.
No, 8:30 my time.
Oh yeah, you're right. Damn, really? No, we probably started like
It said started
6:40.
streaming 4 hours ago.
Yeah, but keep in mind, like a lot of that time was no, because we started at exactly 6, but then it was like 40 minutes where it was just saying, stream starting soon. Remember?
It's not 40 minutes. It was like maybe
It was
10.
It was no, it was more than that.
Mm-mm.
I don't. Okay.
I mean,
Okay, maybe I'm
we can watch it back later, so I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, it was long as fucking time. Thanks for sticking with us.
Yeah, thanks for
everybody.
everybody that watched, all of our friends,
Yeah.
families, and supports.
Nina, say hi.
Nina, say hi to the stream. Alrighty.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
All right.
Alrighty. Well,
Yeah. It was fun. We learned a lot. A lot of good ideas to
fun.
discuss. Yeah, damn son. I think this was worth it. Definitely do another. Maybe next Friday, right?
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Maybe another one sooner. Who knows?
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. This is the Cactus and Kraken podcast. Signing off. Safety and peace.
Peace and safety. Y'all have a good one. Thank you.
Oh yeah.